Yes, we are live. This was a long journey, you guys. I am definitely the original boomer here. So the guys helped me out. We had some technical glitches. I'm having some problem with Wi-Fi too. So I just want to let you guys know up front that there may be some technical difficulties with this professionals. But we are still going to soldier through. We're going to spill some ink. And tonight's topic is art books. So I went through all mine. It was a blast just thumbing through all these. I think I got to fix my camera here because it's going to bounce in and out. But yeah, so I got these. Let me just fix my camera real quick. Everything's kind of, there we go. There we go. All right. So we're not going to have focus problems now. Sorry, everything got rebooted. So yeah, so we got, like, I got the Barry Smith stuff. I got Jack Kirby's Heroes and Villains. I got the Alex Toth books. We were talking about, I think it was this book the other day on a live stream. So this is Ink Techniques. I just wanted to show the guys that I found it. So I got this Frazado book, his sketchbook. I got all kinds of, like, I got Dave Finch. We got Greg Capullo's art book. I got one from Mobius here. I got so many, you guys. This is just, you can tell it's a passion. I got the Jeffrey Jones book, the Michael Kaluta book. I even got like the Frank Cho, and of course Humberto Ramos has put out a ton of these cool looking books. So yeah, so we're going to be talking about this stuff, and the bros have all kinds of cool books that they're going to share as well. So if you look at my bookshelf, that's pretty much all there is. So I collect all the Disney stuff too, but I got to meet this guy, and he's a Disney animator, but he doesn't just work for Disney. So there's all kinds of like cool character drawings and stuff like that in here. So this is David Coleman. So just some great stuff. And so each one of us are going to talk about our favorite art books and the inspiration that we find in them whenever we crack them open. So without further ado, I am going to get the bros in here and see what they have to say about art books. So we got the great Graham Nolan, Mr. Frankenstein himself.
Is that a comment about my looks? Or
it's about your square top.
Hello there.
Yes, how you doing, man?
I'm doing good. I'm back from vacation, and I'm like Nixon. I'm tanned and rested.
Yeah, you brought Pumpkin along too, didn't you?
We did. We drove all the way down to Florida, and we had Pumpkin with us, and she travels great in my truck. She's awesome traveler. But it was a long trip, a lot of driving and stuff. So, but it's good to be back in my own bed again.
Yeah. But with dogs and stuff, it's more trying to find places that will allow them to come in, right? Like hotels and places like that.
Yeah. I got Hilton honors, so I can look up Hiltons, and they have dog-friendly things. So it was pretty easy this time.
When we were traveling cross-country from California to Texas here, we didn't even ask. We just snuck our cat in.
Well, that's easier than bringing a basset hound in.
Yeah, actually, yeah. But sometimes Momo's a little noisy, so he didn't rat us out, so we got in. So let's get some more guys in here. Yeah, we got Mr. Andrew Smith, Mr. Axe Blade himself, Cordraft. What's up?
By the way, did you just say you named your cat Homo?
No, it's Momo. It's actually my
Homo
cat, and it's after like a cartoon character or something. Yeah, one of these Japanese things. Momo.
Oh.
Momo.
In Japanese, Momo means homo, so I guess it's all good.
That cat is not a homo. No,
Art's like, I got to kick it off my leg all the time.
It's humping everything. No,
put that lipstick away.
Oh shit, my cat and drag. No. Okay, so this guy looks bored out of his mind. We got to get him in before he falls asleep. Mr. Aaron Lopez.
I was like Graham backstage. You guys trying to solve the problem. I was literally screaming at my screen, you know. And
Dude, I never knew that library thing either. Wow, that saves so much time.
Yeah. I like what Billy said. Billy's like, don't delete them all.
Just in case.
Just in case. On that note, all you guys saved my ass. You guys saved this show. But Billy was like, don't delete them all. And that was good advice.
You're muted, Billy.
Oh my gosh. You're muted.
You're still muted.
You're muted.
You're still muted, Billy.
I was saying, scroll up, and then Andy goes, no, scroll down, and I said, no, but he said, fuck you, Billy, scroll down, Harrington. Art. I'm like,
what?
Yeah, you told me to go F myself when Aaron was screaming in the back because I was screaming too. All of us were like this.
I saw a few of you. I'm like, I'm not going to click on all of you. All these voices would have just drove me insane.
Yeah, that's true.
You guys are all yelling different things. Yeah. But anyways, you guys, I was maxed out on my StreamYard, so it wouldn't allow me to go live. So these gentlemen showed me how to delete some stuff so I could make room. And so that's why we're running a little late tonight. But I thank you guys for helping out and getting the show on the road. So do you guys all have your art books ready?
Yes.
I'm like you. I have an entire bookshelf, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 levels, just nothing but art books. I'm like, which ones do I choose? But yeah, I've got plenty.
Look back there. Yep.
I got plenty.
Well, Art, you held up so many in the beginning. I'm like, well, I have it, but that's not one I picked, so that's good. Oh, got that too. Didn't pick it. That's good.
Yeah, you didn't look at 20 that I picked either. So
I just wanted to show a variety so people kind of, understood what we were talking about. Because to be honest, I still haven't picked mine out of all this stack either. So that's going to be fun. Oh man, we already got some super chats. Hello, Stealth X5. Sounds like a Thunderbird ship's name. The Stealth X5.
Yeah.
Thunderbird Stealth X5.
Thunderbird, Stealth X5.
Super Marionation.
Yeah.
I love watching those documentaries, man. Those guys were hardcore, man. If you guys haven't seen any of that Super Marionation stuff, treat yourself. It is freaky cool. It's so weird. But I think it inspired Hollywood to make all those Star Wars movies and stuff, all those little models and all that stuff. But yeah.
Well, they went on to do live action stuff. Jerry Anderson and his wife, they did UFO and Space 1999.
1999.
Really?
Yeah.
I think 1999. I'm still waiting for something to happen on that show.
I know.
There's a lot of talking.
Yeah.
And it was
But
like,
you
yeah,
know what? Like
show-
those guys, those special effects guys, they were great designers. Like even UFO and all those ships are fantastically designed.
but they were overly complicated. Remember, one would, okay, let's release this ship out of this one, and this one comes. Just have one ship, one type of fighter craft that could just go and attack the UFOs. Right? Remember they had like the water one, and then they had the big giant white one, and they would drop another, like a.
They had the one with the big nose missile on it.
Yeah, man, just make. You know how much money that costs? You have to retool all those machines. Just have
those guys were working for pennies, man. They loved the opportunity.
Oh yeah, they totally love doing it. Yeah.
Yeah, I heard interviews with those guys, and they were like, they were in heaven. They were just, oh, we need this ship. The script says this, and then just go to the drawing board, and then go to the model shop. Guy builds it and everything. I mean, that's some cool stuff. I think we all grew up in the cool model making. What's that?
The Eagles are cool from Space 1999.
The what?
Yeah,
they were functional and cool looking.
Yeah, and then there was a Thunderbirds, the green one. Was that 5? Thunderbird 5? The dark green one that had all. It was like kind of like the aircraft carrier where it brought in all of the things.
All the puppets.
All the puppets were in there.
I used to watch that show when I was a kid, and I could never figure out if it was supposed to be funny or serious. So I always was confused while I was watching it.
Oh, it was serious. It was
yeah.
really serious. The thing is, I think it's what is that Australian special effects company? They did
Weta
Warehouse, yeah, or whatever it's called. They did a new version of it, so they built these models, and they still have them in the Weta workshop, and so they have tours. So if you guys Google, you can see they have tours. So they have that whole like house with the pool that moves aside, and then the rocket ship comes out of it, and all that other cool stuff. It's all practical. So they did the figures digital and some of the ships, but most of like the sets and things are all practical. So they have those on display there for people. So if you're in Australia,
I was always trying to decide between Thunderbirds and Lancelot Link Secret Chimp, and Lancelot Link always won.
I didn't know, like, did they get like chimps that had palsy or something? Because all they did was kind of bounce their heads and their lower jaw.
Didn't they put peanut butter on their upper lip?
Something gum or peanut butter in there.
Yeah,
yeah.
Yeah, they were just like,
Exactly.
Imagine being at that pitch meeting. Okay, James Bond is in, right? And now we're going to do it with chimpanzees.
That's right.
Oh
How
my
are we going
God.
to get them to talk? We're going to put peanut butter on the roof of their mouths, and we'll dub it in later.
Yeah.
And hope they don't go wild and rip your face off.
and rip your face
That's
off
right.
and chew your scalp off.
That drove PETA crazy.
Oh my God. The shit they
Chimpanzee,
use
man.
for us kids.
Lancelot Link had the best theme song. What was it, like? Lancelot Link, Secret Chimp.
Dun, there's Mata Hari. Bum, bum, bum.
You know what? We grew up in the best time ever. I mean, even the younger, like Andy and poor Billy, but they got the tail end of it.
Yeah, but we still had like cool, like, you know, you could buy a plastic M16 toy.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
We never
dude.
shot up any fucking schools or anything like that.
No,
We had those.
Right.
dude, you could drive to school with the shotgun on the rack in the back of your
Yeah.
pickup.
That's for sure. In Florida,
Without
man,
a
every
seatbelt
truck in
on.
our parking lot had a shotgun or had a rifle or a shotgun back there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And strangely, nobody shot each other.
Yeah.
No,
See, it's not a gun issue; it's a morality issue. That is what's lacking in this
exactly
country.
what it is.
that's right.
Exactly right.
Exactly what it is.
And these boneheads got to figure out guns don't kill people. People with guns kill
Kill
people.
people, exactly.
Exactly.
I like how they just like make it about the gun. It's like the gun doesn't just shoot itself.
Well, because we have a whole generation of people that don't want to take responsibility for their actions or ever admit that they're doing something wrong and need to change their life. So instead, it's like, let's take away everything we can possibly hurt each other with and behave like animals.
Hey, did you guys hear what the woman, the head of the Secret Service, said? Why they didn't position anybody on that rooftop?
Yes.
Because the cops were
Because it was angled,
yeah.
and they didn't want somebody to get hurt.
Yes,
It's like, what? Well, you don't send one of the chicks up there, then send a dude up there.
Well,
Yeah,
the
exactly.
angle that they had the snipers on, the roof that the snipers on were angled.
Yeah.
Look at his she.
And it's not like it was a steep pitch.
Yeah.
Is she the company mom or is she the director of the Secret Service? I'm not exactly sure now.
What
I'm
do they tell
confused.
the snipers in Afghanistan? You know, when you're on a mountain cliff, you know, and you're
Oh, that's too dangerous. We can't have
you're
them
going to
up
have
there.
to
We
go
don't
down
want
to
anybody
flat
to fall.
ground. You know, we can't have you shooting from up there.
Yeah, the building that's in direct line of fire to the person that you're supposed to be, protecting.
Yeah.
You know, you don't make sure you don't have that building secure at all. It's absolutely crazy.
There's a little bit of a 10-degree angle on that roof. Somebody could twist an ankle. Better not.
And if you read the report, is that Joe Biden actually recommended that woman who, where was she at Pepsi?
Yeah,
Yeah.
she was at
Head,
Pepsi.
the head
She
of
was
the
keeping Doritos safe.
yeah.
Yeah, but I think
Oh, I
before
can't
she
wait till
was. I
everything
think she was a
changes.
Secret Service agent before, though.
She was.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, she was on Biden's detail.
Yeah,
She was. Are you
Yeah.
serious? You mean
Yeah.
back when he was VP?
Yeah, when and she was an agent back then, and so that's that connection.
Yeah, but she also wasn't, though. They had a guy on earlier on the convention talking, and she wasn't a like a personal security, like those big dudes that surrounded Trump yesterday when he walked in.
Right.
She was on the detail, but she was more, like an outlier, logistics, things like communications, that sort of
Picking
thing.
up the trash out of the black van so that when they,
Cooking, making coffee.
She was like that one woman that ducked behind Donald Trump when he was.
Oh my God!
Yeah.
Did you see the meme where they put dishes in her hands and a sponge, like she was washing the dishes behind him?
But you know what? Somebody on X posted. They're talking about the pitch. God, it wasn't too long ago when they had the snipers up on the roof of the White House, and they showed the White House pitch, and they showed like a sniper up there, and it's like, he didn't seem to be having a problem.
Yeah.
And there's a water tower. There's a water tower that's right behind the building the sniper or the bad guy was on. It's like, well, who was up in that water tower? Nobody.
Yeah. What about the reports now? These rumors, of course, there's a lot of rumors going around. Did you guys hear any more that the police department or something was staged inside that hangar? It was like a staging area?
Yes, the New York Post.
I heard that. Yeah.
That story. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Fuck my life.
None of this
that noise.
Yeah.
Bang.
Is that
He
rain?
walked a mile with a ladder and the rifle.
How do you not get noticed?
Well, he was
He
noticed.
did it for a whole, dude. He did it for a whole half hour.
God.
It was released. It was a half hour. People were like, "There's a dude up there. There's a dude up there.
Yeah.
Hey guys, there's a dude up there with the gun." That wasn't the first roof he settled on either, from what they said.
Yeah,
Oh,
there's a
better
big
fucking roll.
open space between
Heads
where
better
he
roll come
parked,
November.
where he parked on that rural road in front of that house. There's a big open space. It's like a county fairgrounds type of thing.
Yeah.
Try walking into county fairgrounds with a rifle on your back and looking like you should be picking a banjo in Deliverance. That's what this guy looks like. He looked like he stepped off the porch.
His lower jaw was like out past.
Nothing to see here.
Jesus Christ. There was some inbred, going in there, inbreeding.
Also, it's very strange that if this was the inside job that we all think it was, why they picked a 20-year-old. I mean, is this guy a sharpshooter? I mean, what background does he have?
Obviously not.
No, but it was also. I mean, if you saw that video of him of the computer simulation of him turning his head, I can share it. I had to switch.
I've seen that. Yeah.
That is freaking cool.
It was.
He would have made the shot.
Yeah, it was pretty crazy.
But he got off 8 shots.
Yeah, he did.
I mean, that's some bad grouping.
And he's only 130 yards away. Right?
Bad grouping.
I mean, that's
Young
nothing with a
Frankenstein.
scope rifle.
Nice grouping. Nice grouping.
Well, now I guess this does play into things, Andy, come November, because maybe Lee Harvey Oswald didn't make those shots.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think this is more about ineptitude than it is
I do too.
Yeah, I don't think it's a inside job or a setup.
No, I don't think so
like that. It's just this is just ineptitude.
I agree. There's one thing though. I was listening to Adam Carolla and he said this, and I heard some other people say this, and maybe you guys or somebody in the chat is in the know. But Adam Carolla, and this pissed me off. I wanted to reach through the computer screen and strangle the guy. He said that the security detail could not fire his sniper rifle at the assassin until the assassin squeezed off a shot first.
That's already been debunked.
Yeah, that
Right.
can't be.
I'm like, that doesn't make any sense. Why would you even be there if you couldn't do that?
Yeah. They're there to thwart imminent threat. If they see a guy with a gun, propped up, ready for a shot, they have all the authority to take him out.
Well, I've seen even police officers do that. Like that one clip that Billy played the other day where that guy goes on the porch and that guy pulls the gun out and the cop says, drop it. And he brings it up and that cop just unloads. And then his partner did too. Their revolver.
Yeah.
Oh, well.
Yeah. it's like, well, that's what you do. You know, there's intent. You know, and also, you know, you can't just bring a high-powered rifle into a public area, you know,
Yeah.
climb on a roof and aim it at the presidential candidate. You can't-
Future president.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like owning it. It's not like you can walk in and buy a flamethrower in East or Aurora, New York.
Well, you can't because your wife won't let you.
Oh, never admit that. Not on
Can you
a
imagine,
string.
man,
Come
if
on.
he's up there? It'd be like a Tarantino film. He's up there with a flamethrower instead of a gun to
Rick
take
Dalton,
Trump out.
man.
Rick fucking Dalton, damn
Rick
right.
fucking Dalton.
Oh man,
You
you
know
know what's been
what's crazy is that even after 9/11, they still haven't gotten the communications right in between these things. You've got your Secret Service, you've got your local police, and you're all there for the same thing, and they're not on the same frequencies. Because to me, you know, if you see a guy that you can't determine whether he's a threat or not, or you've just been told somebody's on the roof and you can't get to it quick enough, why don't you just get on the walkie-talkie and talk to the guys that are on the stage and have them usher the president off until until threat assessment is done and you're clear. You know,
Another thing so there's that, you know, the story of the cop that climbed up, saw him up there, but then, you know, he pointed the gun, so he climbed back down, whatever. And one of the guys I was listening to today said, honestly, that cop could have came back down, just pulled his pistol, and literally just shot one round into the ground. And as soon as they heard that, it would have pulled Trump.
Yep.
And then he could have been like, yeah, this is why I did it, dude. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or he could have pulled his gun out and shot the guy. That might have helped too.
Yeah. Exactly.
Well, that too. Yeah.
Pop made a whole bunch of shots, you know?
Right.
Well, I heard, you know, he was being hoisted up. So I think he was up on the roof like this.
Peering over.
Oh, I
yeah.
see.
Yeah. And then the guy turned on, and then he just dropped back down.
Right.
Because he didn't have the ladder, I guess.
Well, then why didn't they do anything at that point?
Well, maybe they were scrambling.
I think they were under orders not to do anything.
I think
boy,
so.
are we going to have some fun this week?
Yeah, I don't understand why that sniper, the security sniper, didn't shoot as soon as he got that guy in his crosshairs. Like any one of us would have made that shot. Like I would have known that was the right thing to do. Like I don't know why they didn't. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that woman, then that one woman, she's like, "What do we do?
Yeah.
Where do we go? What?
What are we doing? Where are we
What are we
going?
doing?
Oh my God.
Yeah, that's some training.
Yeah.
DEI.
Yep.
Well, we got to get rid of that woman in charge. I don't know her name.
Well,
Dude,
she's not
she
going.
literally-
She's not
she
going
said-
anywhere. She's not going
She
anywhere.
said in an interview today that it was, you know, it all falls on her shoulders. And it's like, great, so you should resign. Oh, no, I'm not going anywhere.
Yeah, should be gone in January. So
Yeah. But in the meantime, what is this, Graham? Should we pick up some of these Trump shot glasses?
Oh,
man,
absolutely.
yeah.
This I love this. You know, this is
Hell
American
yeah.
entrepreneurship. You know, it's a Trump shot glass.
So great.
I'm ordering one of these for sure.
Yeah,
Dude,
me
they've got tons of stuff. I was looking at their site then, because that's a big Twitter account.
Yeah, and the
And
wokeness.
wokeness, but,
I love that.
So you guys
I just
get
put that out
yourself.
for anybody in the chat that wanted to check that out. You know, just look up "End the Wokeness" and you can order all kinds of cool stuff on there.
That is too much, man. I hope that some of that money goes to the campaign. Not that he needs it, but
Yeah, with Elon Musk now.
Elon dumping 45 million a month.
No, they debunked that.
Oh,
Oh, he's not? They're not?
Yeah, no, they debunked that. Said that's not. He came out and said it's not true.
Oh, damn it.
he's still going to give him money, though. You know he is. He's
Oh, I'm
backing
sure he
him.
will. But 45 million a month.
I know.
Well, it's only technically 3 months when you think about it.
Oh,
Yeah, but
a
It's
lot
a
of
drop in
money.
the bucket for him.
so
he's already
100 and what,
done quite a
25
bit.
million?
Like, yeah, he's already endorsed him. So, you know, there's not much more that Elon really needs to do. And just by, you know, creating X and freeing up those, you know, that site, that platform.
It's so much better now.
Mhm.
Yeah,
God.
but can you imagine if he didn't do that? like all the stuff we're talking about right now, we probably wouldn't even know because the way the news was censored previously. So I'm real thankful that this is happening. To be honest, it sounds weird, but like X, the internet, a lot of like paradigm shifts with news. You got all kinds of other. You get Joe Rogan, you got Adam Carolla, you got even people like Russell Brand. Like these guys coming out and actually talking, in a logical, like normal manner, and they're the contrast now to the like NBC, ABC, like the mainstream news. And
they all have better ratings than the news do.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
They have better coverage. Like even Fox, like sometimes Fox gets a little, zealous, and it depends on the show and the person. But at least there's like way more attempt at being fair and equitable in their reporting than anything you're going to get at MSNBC or any of these different outlets. It's crazy. Like I can't wait to hear. I hate The View, those shrews. I can't wait to hear how they spin this shit.
Oh yeah.
Well, they've been trying. They've been talking about
sure.
it. It's amazing what.
Oh, have they?
Oh God, yeah.
Yeah.
It's amazing what they've been what they've been saying, and how they again blame it on Trump. It's Trump's own fault.
Well, there's a huge narrative out there that the whole thing was fake. There's a lot of people that believe that.
Oh yeah, there's people in our industry who think it's fake.
I know.
Yeah. I mean, did they think that Corey's head being blown off was faked? I mean,
or the fireman that got killed, or
that's Corey. It's the fireman.
Yeah, that's the fireman, Corey.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, there were
the other two people that are in intensive care right now.
Right.
Is that fake too?
Well, I heard some guy interviewing people on the street, and somebody said that they think Trump is so evil that he faked this whole thing, and he doesn't care if a few people got killed or got hurt in the process.
Dude, I got friends like that I could read their
just
like from our private chat.
Seriously, read him.
I mean, I can. I know they're not watching, but I won't say any names, but I'll read it.
Yeah, don't say names.
No, I'll read. It's
and while you're doing that, I just love Jack Black, his dummy partner, says that stupid thing about what he wanted for his birthday, and now. So I was talking to Dennis, and I said, "Yeah," and he canceled all his shows, and he's like, "No, Australia canceled all their shows." Australia was like, "No, you guys are done. We're not having any more of your shows."
What Australia did is they threatened to pull their papers, so they couldn't stay in there. They didn't do it. They threatened to do it, and then I think preemptively Jack Black canceled the rest of the tour.
Right. Okay.
He like canceled himself before he could get canceled. So I think that's pretty ballsy that the Australian government actually did put out a statement saying that they were going to, what is it, like I forget, visa or whatever, they were going to pull their visas.
Do you wonder if some of these foreign governments are realizing that Trump's going to be back in power in January, and they're like, we better start leaning in this little bit so Trump doesn't squash us when he gets in office.
Hey, I shared a picture. This is just one of the photos of what the photos they're sharing. So this is now. Now it's not all of them. It's like 2 or 3 of them in it. One of them is very vocal on Facebook. They're not comic guys. But look at it. This is the shit that they're sharing. I'm gonna stop sharing screen.
It's not even good Photoshop.
No.
And the thing is, when you see him after he does this and he pulls his hand back before he ducks, you see blood on his hand.
Well, that's because he had a blood packet and he slapped it against his
head. That was it.
And you can
He's like,
then you can see him
sound is my
down. Yeah.
And that photograph of the bullet whizzing by, that's CGI. It's not real.
Right.
Yeah. So it's unbelievable. If I go back to the beginning of it, it doesn't matter. Fuck him. So
yeah. So art books.
Yeah.
Oh,
I thought. Yeah.
I like this
new. We've never covered this before. Let's see some
more fun. I was hoping we were going to do this last night, and we didn't touch on this at all.
I know.
No, we had to watch that whole what is it, RNC or whatever.
Yeah, that was the most boring. I was like,
it's
what else?
First night.
You know what else? I've been in a lot of cover bands and shit. That cover band was horrible.
Oh,
I thought
they
so
were
too.
terrible.
I was like,
They
dude,
were terrible.
like, could they not get a decent band for that? I mean, where's
Yeah,
you
that's
know?
what I was thinking. I was like, it's not like these are money people. I think you get some good people in there.
Yeah,
I
I think you get the real guys, you know.
in there.
Yeah, get the real band in there
Yeah.
or something.
Or
Yeah.
at least get Kid Rock out there, you know.
Right, that's what I said.
Oh, yeah,
Maybe
dude.
Kid Rock or some country
Kid Rock is-
group that you know.
Kid
likes
Rock
food.
posted like a 14-second video, Saturday night or Sunday. It was Saturday or Sunday morning, man, just going off. So
Good for him. Good for him. Okay, Graham, what do you got as far as art books? So just to get back on topic, so if there's anybody coming in a little late, we're going to be discussing our favorite art books that we find inspiration in. Things that sometimes when you're an artist, you look for inspiration. You're trying to find something that'll get you motivated to draw, or whatever it is. So usually artists in their studio have a ton of these books around in their library. So I thought it'd be fun to share this stuff. Also, you guys, I do have an art book of my own that
you do.
we'll be talking about in a bit. So there's a little bit of self-serving, going on here. But,
Yeah, I can do it too, Art.
Okay, well, I think Andy's got one too.
Yeah, it's just not next to me, but I do too.
All right, well, it'd be more-
I have one too.
I got one.
we all
So
have
weird. So weird.
one.
Stop it. Stop it.
All right, Mr. Nolan, what do you got for us?
Unlike a lot of you guys, I don't have a lot of what you would typically call an art book. It's like a collection of a guy's, work. I've got some Frazetta ones, and I really don't have a lot. I mean, most of the art books I have are like technique books or celebration of the artist, and it's usually their visual narrative stuff. So, like the first one I'm going to show is this one right here.
Oh,
Frame Dig.
hold on.
That's a great book.
Yeah, drawing and composition for visual storytellers. This is a must-have for anybody that is, thinking about working in comics. This guy, storyboard guy. Wait, let me get over here.
Wow, he looks European.
He's Italian by name, but I don't know if he was born there or what. But it goes into so much detail about composing panels.
Wow.
And narrative. It's really, really great stuff. I've been looking for this book for like a year because my studio is such a wreck and I've got so many stacks of shit all over the place. And because of today's show, I actually found it.
That is awesome.
Quite by accident, but you found it nonetheless.
So what's his name again?
It is Marcos Mateu Mestre. His name is right there.
Book of the Beppo.
It's a good book. I was telling Graham, he actually there's two more books after that one he put out, which are really good. I've got one of them. I've got two out of the three.
Oh, there you go, guys. If you want to write his name down. Marcos Mateu Mestre.
Sweet Mama Jamma.
Mm.
So very good. When did you pick up that book? Recently, or did you have that since you were younger?
I've had that. It's not that old. I think I got this
shit, he's
a
got
couple years
5
ago.
books.
What's that?
Damn.
Oh, he's got 5 books.
Zero says he has 5 books. I thought he only had 3. Holy shit.
What?
Yeah.
Now I gotta look on Amazon.
I think I picked this up about like 3, 4, 5 years ago, something like that.
Okay, so it wasn't one that you had, before you broke in and you found.
Oh no, it wasn't even written until 2010.
The thing is, like, I'm still always looking for stuff like that. Like even as you're, veteran. I love going. Like, it's my favorite thing at San Diego. Like the last couple of years, but when it was going downhill, I would just spend time in Stuart Ing, I think was the name.
Yeah.
And he had that double aisle of books and things like that. And I just if you get so many books, you can't even carry them out, right? You're like back
You're like, how am I going to get? Well, you lived in LA at the time, or California at the time, but it's always like you bring 500 pounds worth of art books. You're like, how am I going to get these on the plane?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but even just to get them back to the hotel, because San Diego, it's such a zoo these days. You can't just walk next door to the Marriott anymore. You got to like take a cab or a bus or something to the hotel circle or some BS like that with 500 pounds of art books.
I used to love going to Bud Plant's City of Books at San Diego. We had that
setup.
Yeah, so great.
So great. And what was
remember
cool
those sections they had at the convention? Like Bud would have, or what's that guy? Brad Vatabencourt. What was that guy's name? He was an art dealer. Tom Palmer used to talk about him, and he would set up at a book dealer rather, and he would set up at San Diego Con. Then he'd have this area like screened off, kind of like you'd have to walk into a head shop, and it would have. Inside there would be all the nudie Italian nudie books and all the like R-rated and X-rated the stuff like Monera. You'd find Monera books in there.
Right.
Not that you ever went in there, Graham, but
but I've heard.
Yeah, I've heard.
I think Bud Plant had something like that too, because that's where I think I got all my Monera books.
Okay, maybe it was him and not.
It could have been both, but yeah, it's the creepy little curtain. And I thought what was neat about Bud Plant is also if you were an artist and you were at the con and your sketchbook was cool enough. Remember when they would do like the little ash can size, like Adam Hughes?
Oh yeah,
everything. They would carry them.
They come and buy them from you during the con.
Bud Plant was the first like retailer to buy multiple copies of Monster Island when I first released it in 1998. He bought, I believe, 50 copies of it.
Wow.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
And he probably sold through as well. I mean, I think it's good business. It supports, the talent, and also it exposes in a bigger way a new fan base to your work. Mm-hmm. So I applaud that. I miss those old days where like the industry kind of did, they knew that it was a smaller industry and everybody helped each other out. Everybody had each other's back. And that's one of my favorite things about Comicsgate is that it feels like that again, where everybody is doing, a little extra for each other and all that kind of stuff. Mm-hmm. So anyway, Andy, what do you have?
Oh, what do I want to go with first?
Go with something good.
Like you and Aaron, I've got a ton of art books. I'm going to go with nostalgia. And what I mean by that is this is the first book by this guy that I bought back in 1981 when it came out. Unfortunately, the binding's gone to crap, but that's okay. Oh yeah.
I've got that book. It's a shitty book, but it's. I mean the production of it.
Well, yeah. I was going to say it's not. I mean, yes, but oh my God, one of my pages almost fell out. That's hurtful. All right, hold on. Let me get past the introduction. Oh yeah, totally. The reproduction is not great, but in 1981 when I was like 11 and got it, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I mean, look at that. Look at her laying there.
Wasn't that a sample page?
Yeah, he was trying to get a newspaper strip going.
Yeah, this says spec layout done in his early 20s.
Yeah. Wow.
You know what's good? The Ballantine books, the Ballantine Frazetta books have those pages reproduced in them much better. But yeah.
Oh yeah, I've got those books too. Like I said, I don't technically need this anymore, so I've got reprints of all this stuff. But
I've got that
first
book
one I bought.
It's cool.
Yeah,
I have it.
And it's just all black and white. There's one in here. Which one of these covers do you have, Aaron? Don't you own one of these comics?
Yeah, the one where they're underwater.
Oh wait, I think I just passed that. Which one? There's two.
The one on the right is the comic I have.
Wait, you own that original art?
Not the original. Oh my gosh, I wish. No, the comic book. It's Famous Funnies 213, I think.
Nice.
Wow.
You know what always bugged me about those covers, like all the ones that you just showed, is how big the dude's head is and how small their hands are. Mm-hmm. they look, it almost look like, you know, Peter Dinklage would be playing this character. You know,
Oh,
it's really weird. You know that.
Well, maybe it's the Hollywood influence, like you talked about, Graham Nolan. Graham Nolan. They would always.
Well, thank you, Aaron.
I don't know why I did that, but you listen here, Graham Nolan.
He was mad at me. Why don't you use my middle name too?
No. Wait a minute.
he would if he knew it.
You brought this up, I think, probably on the landing party show about, or I don't know, maybe it was here, but about the actors having like huge heads.
Oh yeah.
You know, they were short but had huge heads, and I don't know, maybe that was sort of, you know, the influence for when he was doing that back in the you know, the 40s and 50s.
Hey, speaking of that, did you guys ever have an editor that would tell you to do something and they would be notorious with it? Like I worked for Joan Hilty, and she'd always say, "You draw the hands too big. Your hands are too big." Did you ever have any editors say stuff like that to you?
No.
Not consistently. No, I would always.
Yeah, not consistent.
Mine was, I always screwed up costumes, and I have to go back and fix them. It always pissed me off.
In my early part of my career, I used to draw just these really long legs. It looks terrible when I look back at some of these early pieces. It's like, what the fuck was I looking at? I got these little pinheads and these long legs. You know, it's totally out of proportion.
You know, those were the Art Adams days too. Those were the Art Adams days. So that was kind of in vogue, you know, like the smaller heads and the really long legs, to the point of just being absurd.
But they'd get on your case. It's like you could say something like, "Oh, well, Art Adams does it," and they go, "Yeah, well, you're not Art Adams, so quit trying to," you know what I mean? It's like,
yeah.
This is the stupidest thing. Well, we were at CrossGem one time. Steve McNiven was working on something, and you know, this was early on, and he was freehanding something that you could have used an ellipse template for, right?
mm-hmm.
And it's fine. It's like, dude, you're just penciling it freehanded. Who gives a shit? It's the inker's job. Make them put the template down. And I think it was Barbara Kiesel who said, you know, something like, "Well, you should use a ellipse template." And I don't know if he said it, Steve said it, or maybe I did, because I was standing there. Something like, Mike Zeck never used an ellipse template on Captain America's shield. John Beatty had to use an ellipse template when he inked it. And she was like, "Well, he's not Mike Zeck." Shit. But the point is, it doesn't matter. What's your point?
I was working on The Outsiders for DC, and this guy used templates for everything, like mechanical stuff. Like it was so templated. It was like I only had like the small set of templates, you know, like what normal artists do, and I'm like, what are you using? Like, I don't have things that fit this. and then he said, there are these template books. I don't know if you guys have ever seen these.
Oh wow, you obviously bought one.
Yeah,
I bought the whole set. Like,
oh yeah,
every template you could. Let me go full size here.
That's cool.
Every template and they're all like 5 increments.
Wow.
5 increments. And so then there's like really big ones, there's small ones. These are all mixed up now, but there's a binder for it. So if I was, you know, really
it's like a binder for women. How much did that back then? Because I remember templates weren't cheap, man. Those things were
these were really expensive. And then I didn't know about these. Like they're like what are they called? Ship
curves.
Ship curves. Yeah. And they're like this long, you know. And so if you have like huge curves, you can get those. And
really, I need that for swords and stuff.
Everybody needs those things.
Yeah.
Man. Yeah.
Are those like real pliable long things? Or
no. It's
no. He's not talking about Aaron's talking about the thing that you could whip somebody with.
Right.
Oh yeah, the
glue, and you could bend it.
Yeah.
And make. Yeah. I hated that thing.
Those are good too, but they're a little hard to ink with. I mean, they're easier to pencil with.
Oh, yeah.
What are you talking about,
these are like clear, like French curves. They're made out of French
curves. They're only how How much are they? Let's see.
They're not
like super big, or what are you talking
yeah,
about?
they're like old T-square size. You know,
Oh,
they're
wow.
Really?
about, like some
I
I mean,
never owned one that size.
This one has no price. It says buying options.
yeah, you can get
Oh
them
my
like
God, they're like $20, $40
Yeah.
if you want free. Yeah, I want a big ass one.
It's called a ship curve.
like a ship
Yeah.
curve.
a ship curve.
Yeah, because of the way it's shaped.
It's just like a French
Because a French curve is different with the shape of
Yeah,
it.
$30.
All right, now I got to buy something else. Thanks, Art.
No, I know. I want a big though. I want
Freehanded.
it nice and
Aaron,
big.
you're about
Hey,
to go
I'll
back
read
to
into
Wraith of
every
God.
year
Everything in that
in
book
his
is
life.
freehand.
Well, I know, but when I ink some stuff like that are like long curves, I will French curve it.
But sometimes, like you get into that weird, like you're like doubling up the French curve, so there's like part of the curve that kind of works, and then you kind of scoot it
Right.
over.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
You don't have to
Drives
do
me
that
nuts.
these things will do the whole curve, especially when you're inking, because you don't want that hesitation in the line. You want that smooth line.
Yeah, right.
You won't get that with these. I mean, they're invaluable. I went half my career before I got turned on to these things, and I was like,
I've gone
man,
my entire career without knowing about them.
Yeah,
So.
really, me too. My goodness.
Graham, do you realize that if Joe Kubert was listening to Art, he'd be like, ship's curves, French curves, you pussy. I don't use any of that stuff.
hey, you know what I would say to that guy? I would say, like that old image stuff and that stuff I was inking over Jim Lee and Will's Portaccio. All that stuff is freehand. All those hatches, those hatches, all that thick to thin, that's all freehand. Even Scott Williams wasn't doing it freehand. And also what became the go-to, because I remember I worked at Extreme Studios, those guys couldn't do it freehand. So those guys were whipping out the French curves. And they were hatching with French curves. And I'm like, who does that?
Yeah, dude. I know exactly what you're talking about. And I was like, yeah, there is no way I would take the time to use a French curve to do feathering.
Tim Townsend uses a lot of French curves in his inking. That's why it takes him so long. He's so meticulous.
That's the guy. Yeah, he was working as my assistant at Extreme, and then he goes into this whole French curve thing, and I'm like, I don't have time for that, man.
I wasn't going to mention his name, but that's who I was talking.
Well, it's not a slam. It's not a slam.
No, it's not. But I mean, I don't know.
I can't believe you guys are knocking on my boy Tim.
No, I love Tim.
Yeah, I'm not even saying his name.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Marcus. Art called Joe Kubert that guy. Well, I'm telling you, if Joe accused me of that, I would knock him back. I'd say, hey, man, you don't know what you're talking about.
Wow.
And while you said that, he'll have inked an entire page.
Exactly.
Yeah. Like, I'm sorry. Did you say something? I just finished this cover.
I'm sorry. I got to let this ink dry on this page here.
Yeah. Well, while you were being petty with defending yourself, I inked this book. Yeah. Exactly. Exactly. Yeah.
By the time you're done talking, he's got a sandwich in his hand already.
Yeah. He's like,
he's on the phone with his wife. Yeah, I'll be home early.
Just got to knock out 5 more pages. I'll be done by 4.
Yeah. It was funny. I remember when Joe was inking Andy on the Ghost Rider issues that Andy drew, and Andy did full pencils on the stuff. And you're just like, but why? Because you look at what Joe did.
Yeah.
And I still remember there was a cemetery, and in the foreground, Andy drew this statue. And the figure in the statue's hand, one of the hands was out, but it was like this in a fist. And Joe inked it like this.
Oh, really? I wonder why.
What are you going to tell your dad, huh? Dad, why did you
nothing? But I just love the fact that, I mean, Joe's been doing it so long. It's like, I don't even need a pencil, just inking. Oh no, let's do it open with the ink pen. Just.
Well, you know what happened to us? Image Comics happened to us. And there was a period, though. I mean, Graham will know this because he worked in the 80s. Most of us kind of broke in around the 90s. But it's like you could do loose pencils up until Image. And then suddenly it didn't matter about efficiency. What mattered was impressing your editor with really tight pencils that were completely unnecessary. But the editors were like, oh, that looks cool. I'm going to give this guy more work. If you turned in John Buscema pencils, they're like, it's the last job you'll ever get.
Well, there's
Yeah,
also
well,
a lot of inkers came into the industry too that weren't good enough to be pencils, and that's why they became inkers.
Well,
Right,
you
right.
got
Like,
that too.
They couldn't do what Tom Palmer did. They
But
couldn't.
you know, people would
Well,
always ask
no,
me-
but the problem that came from that is a lot of those guys you don't see anymore, because while pencilers were still penciling really tight, if they got somebody loose that they had to ink, it really showed, because they just couldn't do it
Right.
because it wasn't that tight. I mean, that's where the whole tracing thing came from.
yeah.
You
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
Well,
Well,
the thing is, I thought the reason pencilers were doing it is because they were being very controlling, and they wanted to dictate the outcome.
Well, yeah,
So
because
they
I agree with that, because a lot of the inkers suck.
Yeah.
They
Yeah,
weren't good
so what
draftsmen.
they wanted
They
to
couldn't-
do
they-
is
they
they were
traced.
they were drawing like hatch lines, like thick to thin stuff. I mean, they
Yeah.
were basically just like drawing it as if you were, inking it.
Yeah.
And the thing is, like, it was always a compliment, but I always ended up having to do more work. I got a lot of finish work, even working with Jim and Wills. I was doing finishes on those guys, so I wasn't getting full pencils anyways. So I always liked that better. I remember Brandon. Oh my gosh, what's his name? He worked
Peterson.
for
Peterson?
yeah. And we were working on like an X-Men annual or something like that, and we were way behind. And so he came and he crashed at Hack Shack Studios when I lived in California, in Southern California, and we banged that whole book out. And man, he penciled that tight. Just that's how he penciled. You know what I mean? Like, it was all instinct. Like, that's exactly how he did it. But
Dude, his pencils at CrossGen,
so tight.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the problem was I had to ink it, so I felt really beholden to it. And I think Aaron said like tracing, or Andy said tracers,
Yeah.
and it really is kind of like one of those things where I feel like, why am I even doing this? And then you feel like you're dropping the ball if you aren't beholden to the pencil line. You know what I mean?
Well,
where I never felt that before, so you feel kind of uptight. You don't have fun, inking, and there's no interpretive aspects to it or anything. So there's no room for magic to happen. There's nothing. So
I used to sometimes fill in blacks on my pencils. It was a complete waste of time, just
So
so
did
it
I.
was better for
Yeah.
the editor. So when they
Yeah,
saw,
I almost always did that, unless it was
Yeah.
like outer space or something. Then I'm not going to
Right.
do all that.
right,
But if it was on the figure and it was the shadows on the muscles and stuff, I would fill that in.
yeah.
Well,
But I'm
sometimes
talking like
I think-
everything, because it's completely unnecessary, right? If you look at Jimmy Chung's pencils, it's like lines and tons of X's. It's
Yeah.
almost like a
Bart's
math
is
problem
like
trying
that
to
too.
figure out what to ink. But
Yeah, Bart's
I
like
always
that
did it.
too,
I
yeah.
did it because I wanted the editors to see a finished product when they got it and be more impressed with me, so they'd give me more work. It had nothing.
I thought there were two rules to that. Like, a penciler was working it out. If it's on the board, the penciler is working it out. So he's adding the lighting and the shadow as he's drawing. You know what I mean? So that's on the board. Either that, or if you see the X's and stuff, like, they did all the blacks and the shadows and stuff in the layout. So when they were light boxing or interpreting
Right.
it, they just put an X there because it didn't make any. They already knew it worked. So I always thought like it was trying to get it to work. So you work it out on the board. You're trying to figure it out. Or if it looks really clean, there's just an X. That's somebody that's probably light boxing that stuff. Because Jimmy Chung, that stuff's really tight, man. That stuff's really clean.
Yeah.
Let
stuff.
me take this real quick. Thank you so much, Paul Taylor, for the $10 super chat. I do appreciate Hell Bros and chat. I recognize these tools because I had a bunch of them for drafting. Yeah, they're definitely drafting tools, which I sucked at. I have zero ability to visualize things in my head. Interesting conversation. Thank you, brother. I do appreciate that, man. That's cool. But I'm sorry.
Paul, we'll get to Bigfoot later.
What a mensch.
Yeah. Who's next? Is it you, Billy?
It's Aaron.
It's me.
No, it's Aaron.
It's
All about
Aaron's
me.
next.
The youngest one in curls.
Yeah, been a long time since I've had
There's
curls.
that story.
All right, I'm going to do the obvious. There you go.
Bernie Wrightston. Knew it.
Hey, look back.
I wasn't going
I
to
got
do it, but then I thought, no, I've got to do it because this was. There's only one other art book which I'll try and squeeze in if Andy doesn't get it before me.
I don't
But
think I will.
Uh-huh.
Ooh, the plot thickens.
No, I really don't. I know what my other two are, and I don't think you own them. So.
Okay. But this is the second book, but the first major art book I ever got. And it just so formed my artistic vision at an early age that I had to put it in here. It's really remarkable if you think about it, because I think when this came out, this was 79 when this came out. So Wrightson would have been 30 or 31 years old is all.
Oh.
That's pretty remarkable to do a volume of this size on a guy's artwork that's only 31 years old. I mean, it's freaking amazing, really. That just goes to, it speaks volumes about how much he was respected by other artists and fans, you know, at this period of time. But it's got everything in it, obviously, from some of his early stuff. I really like the way it's put together. You've got like you got a complete chapter on Swamp Thing. You've got a complete chapter on his comic book work. You've got a chapter on Frankenstein at the very end. Then there was a chapter on like all the stuff he did independently of comic books. You know, there's Creepy and Eerie chapter in there, you know, what he did for Warren Publishing. So I like how it's sort of like, it's not all over the place. You know what I mean? It's very systematic and everything's kind of grouped together in the right category. There's a chapter when he was in the studio, you know, with Kaluta and Barry Smith and Jeff Jones. And so I like that. I got this when I was, I ordered it a year. They talk about crowdfunding. An ad for this showed up in the Buyer's Guide, which was the weekly newspaper that used to come out. And I bought the special edition that had like the tipped in vampire plate and it was signed and numbered. And so it was $125. And this is 1979. And so I saved money for a long time to get that. And I had to ask my parents if they would allow me to spend this $125 that I'd accumulated on this book. And my mom, bless her heart, was like, if you think it'll help your art, then you should get it. And so I did. And then I had to wait for UPS to deliver it. You know, it was like 6 months later, 8 months later. And finally that big box showed up. And, you know, there was no emails, you know, sending you the tracking information. You just had no idea until it showed up. Right. And it was just like Christmas. And
that was kind of the best feeling, though, wasn't it? Like you come home,
incredible.
And then there would be that book. And like, yes,
Aaron, did it say Fragile on the side of the box?
I don't get it.
That's Italian.
Fragile? No, it's
story.
Wait, I've got a page.
The giant leg.
Yeah. Hey, I got a page from this book, and this is remarkable because before I show it here, part of it is shown in the look back, but not all of it. And then there was a Lost Frankenstein pages that was it's kind of a pretty collectible book, but it was a small paperback that had a bunch of Frankenstein artwork in it, you know, pencils and stuff like that. And they also showed this, but only part of it. Now I've seen the original and I knew that they weren't showing the entire page and I could never figure out why. And I've never been able to find a copy of the entire page because like a dummy, I didn't take a photograph of it when I saw the original at San Diego. But here is this Frankenstein page that this was a proposal for a Frankenstein comic for an Italian publisher that Wrightson put together, and it never happened. Based on the quality of this artwork, I can't imagine why they wouldn't have done it. But it's one of the
if
great.
It came to Compass Comics, we'd have published it.
That's right. Gosh darn it. Right. But
you and Empire Comics would have had a bidding war.
Oh,
but yeah, exactly. I would have given him anything he wanted. My wife's going, "Why are you selling our car? Shut up." But they what they leave out all the time is this top panel right here, where this is like the Bride of Frankenstein. He abandoned the project here, and then we always get these close-ups of Frankenstein, which are incredible, by the way.
Yeah. This
middle panel here is always left out, and then they include this. Hang on a second here. They include this one, and this one, but not these two. So whenever it's reproduced, it's like some of this stuff is missing. I don't understand why, but there it is. And this page, the original, is like, it's at least 14 by 18, and it might be bigger than that. It's really, really big.
The format looks like it's a magazine. Like
yeah. Well, it was.
You said that's not in a look back. I haven't looked at my copy
Well,
of that.
part of
in
it
a long
is
time.
part of the
Oh,
page,
okay.
but not the entire
Right,
page.
right.
And
Okay.
this was for a European publisher, so the chances are it was going to be graphic album format, right? 8.5 by 11. So that's probably why that's shaped like that. But it was at least twice up. And who's that guy? Thibodeau? What's the guy's? I can't remember his first name, but you know the guy I'm talking about. He was.
He inked Kirby for a while.
Yeah, that guy.
Greg
Oh, yeah.
Thibodeau.
Yeah, Greg. Yeah, he had this piece and he was selling it, and this was back in the early '90s. So I didn't have the money, but he wanted $2,500 for it. And oh my gosh, I wish I had. He actually had it for 2 years, 2 San Diegos, and no one bought it. If you can believe that. The first year it was $2,500. Then the next year I came and it was $3,500. And I was like, oh, now I've got $2,500, but I don't have $3,500.
Oh my God! You should have found a way to get that extra $1,000.
If it's one of those old stories. If I knew then what I know now, right? Because that page is probably
put that back up, Aaron.
It's probably like 50 grand.
Can you put that back?
Art took it down. There it is.
Oh, if you notice the third tier, the one with all the heads,
yeah,
and then the panel underneath it, the black panel, those are paste ups.
Yep, you're absolutely right.
Be interesting. I wonder what
these two at the end are probably paste up too. Yeah, I can't finding information on this is almost impossible. And all they say is it's a sample page for an Italian publisher for a project, for a Frankenstein project that never took off. And that's it. You don't get any more details. And I've never been able to find any more details on it than just that.
What year?
Is that a nice high res image or no?
It's a photograph somebody took and posted on the internet. I just found it like a couple of weeks ago, and I downloaded it and printed it out. So I've got a big copy of it.
You got to share. You got to share it with us.
I will. Yeah. I'll stick it in the green room.
Hey, Aaron, I got to read this. A harbinger of chaos calls you a dummy. You should have mentioned the price from the last con and said you were saving to get it. I don't think that would have worked. Not if you by $1,000.
Nobody's that nice.
But where's the price boost come? He had it for $2,500 the year before, didn't sell it, comes back the next year, and it's $3,500.
That's right.
Well, he sold it that year though, because I never saw it again.
Did he really? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, then I guess he knew what he was doing.
Yeah. So, So I would. I don't know who took this photograph or where they got it from, but man, I'd love to get a great scan of this. So if anybody in the audience happens to own this,
so on Comic Con Scott Williams, just Google the page, the actual, or just,
Well, that's what I did. I've been doing it for years, and this is the first time a full image of this has come up. You always get the partial page, but never the whole thing. So
yeah, I have to ask you: do any of you guys have the studio book? Actual.
Yeah.
You do have it.
Mm-hmm.
Is that one you want to show?
It's worth a fortune, but it's beat to hell, Mike, because I just read that thing to death.
Dude, the look back is worth. Is your look back hardcover or soft?
It's hardcover.
Dust jacket.
Well, the one that I originally bought goes for about $1,200 now, but I sold it years ago and I got rid of my entire Wrightson collection. So I rebought a new one. It was just a regular edition, but it had been signed by Wrightson at a convention or something in really nice shape that I paid $250 for, which was low.
So does it have a dust jacket to it?
Yeah.
See, mine doesn't have a dust jacket, but it's a first edition. So
well, you know what else is the paperback, the reprint paperback is worth almost as much as the hardcover because the print run on it was so low.
Really?
I had one of those too.
Soft cover.
And I got
you do have the soft cover?
Yeah,
it's one of those books that I never got. I finally got the Mucha book or Mucha. I got that book. It cost me like $100. And like some of those books, like like the Bill Stout dinosaur book, like there's certain books that you absolutely need in your collection. And so that studio book was one of those. I have to ask you guys though, I've never heard like definitively, was there a second kind of wave of studio guys? It was like Chaikin and Simonson, and did you guys?
Well, they all lived together, but they didn't. Frank Miller was in there for a while. They were all in the same building, but I don't think they ever were actually.
No, I thought I was reading in that
you might be right.
Art of Howard Chaikin book that Dynamite put out like a decade ago. I I'm still reading through it because I just got it, and I think he said that it was a studio that he would go to in working with those guys. Him, Walt,
Yeah, you're right,
Frank.
because it was Simonson. I
Yeah.
think Frank Miller was in there, and Chaikin was in there, and it might have been
Yep.
somebody else. Starlin, maybe.
Yeah.
I can't remember.
Yeah, I think Starlin was there, and
They
there might
can
have been
go
one
with
other guy.
That told me, you know, and also Chaikin doesn't like Frank Miller, for the record.
Chaikin doesn't like anybody. He doesn't like
Yeah,
me.
no.
He
likes
really
me.
doesn't like Frank
He
Miller.
likes me.
Yeah, he likes me too. But other
I
than
had
that,
dinner with him a couple weeks ago.
Oh, yeah, he acts like he likes me, but I heard he didn't like me. Someone told me.
Yeah, I was roommate with his co-writer, and I remember once commiserating with him, and it's the first time I had like a really in-depth, kind of meaningful conversation with him, and then I was kind of like, I think Howard likes me. You know, like I remember having that. He really likes me. Yeah,
he likes me. He really likes me.
it was one of those weird, like, you know.
Wait, Marcus Killigrew wants to know why I sold my entire Wrightson collection. I did it when I was 19 years old, and the reason I did it was for two reasons. One, I saw a National Lampoon story where they lampooned Bewitched, and it was just disgusting, and I would really made me kind of pissed at Wrightson, and so I got rid of everything, but also because I was using his stuff as a crutch. It was like, I got to figure out how to do these rocks. I'm like, well, how did Bernie do the rocks? You know, so I was becoming a Wrightson clone. I was like, I can't do this. And so those are the two reasons why I got rid of it. And now, since I'm older and realize that everybody in comics is a scumbag except us, that I'm like, I can't use that to, you know, judge somebody. I'm still going to buy his artwork because I love it. And so I've been buying back all this stuff at a much higher rate, of course.
Yeah, that's the problem with getting rid of it when you were young. Like I remember, you know, being on my own and just getting hard up. And I was like, I got this comic collection. You know, like when you're a kid, you always think like, it's going to be worth so much money. I'm going to go to the comic shop. I see all my books, you know, on the wall. They're going for hundreds of dollars. I'm going to go in and I'm going to cash out, man. And I'm going to, you know, give myself 6 months worth of, you know, my rent or whatever. And so I go in the comic shop and the guy's like, I'll give you $40 for the whole collection. And I'm like, there's like $2,000 worth of stuff. He's like, yeah. He goes, I got a whole, you know, like a whole back room full of these books. He goes, I don't really need any of these books.
I know.
Like, oh shit. You know, I think nowadays it's a lot better because, you know, when you're collecting back then, it's always like you got to find the right buyer, right? So you keep looking, so you don't sell it to like lower the price or, you know, any of that stuff. You find the right buyer. Now on the internet, it's a lot quicker and a lot easier, you know, that you can find buyers. And stuff.
I had some decent Wrightson pieces that tragically I had to sell because of financial reasons, but like I had like a Uncle Creepy head and a Cousin Eerie head from the letters page, and you know, which is prime Wrightson. And then I had that Sleeping Dragon, the original pencil for that Sleeping Dragon poster, and ended up selling it to Scott Williams, I guess it was. And because Shelley had to quit her work because of health reasons, and I thought, oh, we're going to be in trouble. So instead of waiting to actually see if we were going to be in trouble, I panicked and sold that to get some money in the bank. And then I was like, oh, no, but Scott Williams has got it. So it's in a happy home. So
You're a good guy.
Oh,
he helped you out. All right, Billy, what do you got? What do you got? What's your
All right,
art?
well, so my thing is what I have here is again, you know, being the huge comics fan that I am.
Mm-hmm.
I do have literally hundreds of art books, ranging from comics to illustration. But I'll show you a couple of books. One is I guess I'll show this first. You guys have any of these? It's a Society of Illustrators.
Oh yeah, I don't have any
manuals that they would put out of the American illustration of people that were working today, and it basically was a thing for them to promote their work to advertising agencies and things like that. And this is really like even that, I'm gonna steal that. Look at that. That's how great that is. Like, because I was a fashion major and stuff.
Those would come out every year, right?
It would come out every year. So this version is, let me see.
You know what? I think I have one of those.
Yeah, this is $50, and this was a lot of money, right? This is January 30th to April 10th, 1985. So this is the 1985. Look at that. Look at that amazing illustration. But
Mhm.
I'm sure all these guys are in here. You know, I didn't have a chance to really go through it. Oh, here's Fuchs, right? No, that's Robert Hendel. Looks like Bernie Fuchs. Like,
Mhm.
a lot of that liftoff stuff. But this guy did is that the Judas Priest cover, right?
Oh yeah.
Right. So you had like this stuff like Doug Johnson. That it was amazing. And you talk about inspiring, just incredible art. I have San Diego, so we're trying to get our specials out. So forgive me, but is this? Yeah, look at this, Marshall Arsman. Look, see. I mean, he did some comics work. If you guys remember him, just great stuff. Lots of cool stuff. There's this one. I don't know if we're gonna get to. Are we gonna get to a second round or no?
We might be.
Yeah, Lipke, if you remember this guy, again, another. But look at that. Holy shit, dude.
That's fantastic.
Oh yeah.
Incredible. I mean,
Those
these guys-
the Spectrum books were like that too. They started,
Yep.
Those were really cool too. I used
and
to
there's
get those.
so many artists in here that you end up, a lot of them, you end up meeting. There's some comic guys in here. I think I'm trying to flip through.
Art directors would buy these things too,
Yeah.
Bob
right?
Peak. Look, here's Bob Peak. So here's Bob Peak.
There you
Oh,
go.
He's
God,
still with
that's
us,
so
right?
nice.
So here's Bob Peak's basically advertising. Look at that, Jim Thorpe. Come on.
Wow.
Yes,
Damn.
your art. You're right that the art directors would use these to find people.
Yep.
Yeah, because
You
I
know,
remember
a lot of Bob
was
Peak and
interviewing
Phil
when I
Kevin's work.
when I was working as an illustrator, I would go in, interview with these guys, and those books would always be, like on the shelf there.
Mhm.
And I remember I did, like, because when you're young, you don't have money, and I remember it's like, I got to get one of these books. I got to get one of these books. And I know I have one somewhere. It's probably from the 70s, because they've been putting those things out for decades, right? Do they still put that book?
I don't know if they
I
still
got one
put
with
it out.
black and white artwork from like the 50s or something.
There's just so much amazing art, like Western themes or something.
I love that drawing down there of the cowgirl. Who is
Isn't
that?
that great? I just love this. I love all the, the lines, the gesture line, or just like the design lines and things like. I love art like this, and I want to do a whole damn comic like this, like that style.
And do it, Billy. Do it.
Do it. So
Just do it.
that's one of them. I got another one I could show because I have another book that I'll show afterwards. But here's another one. Oh my God, this sucker's a big one.
It's getting heavier.
Yeah, the illustration showcase.
What year's that one? That looks like.
I'll let you know. Hang on.
That's
Oh,
80s.
look at that. Whoa, look at that. I found some art in here. Look at this. It's early, it looks like she art. This is me just doing some sketches or something.
Oh.
I don't know what I was doing. Maybe it looks like this kind of interesting. It looks like kind of like the cover.
Looks like a gesture drawing. Like
yeah,
did,
it totally.
you know.
But look what she's doing. She's covering her. You see her hands,
Mhm.
framing her eyes over here for some reason.
It's like a
This
contour
one-
drawing.
Who knows?
Contour,
But
yeah.
Let's just see. So we have, like you said, Ron Mahoney,
80s, though.
Passarella. Oh my
That
God.
book's from the 80s. It has to
This
be.
book is fucking.
Billy, you're gonna get a
It's like
hernia.
15
I
pounds.
know
Nothing
Billy's
at all.
getting a workout here with that
Yeah.
book.
But like again, another like Fuchs type guy,
Mm-hmm.
and we would just use these. Doing some probably from McDonald's.
Oh, that's
Douglas or
great.
something that ad is, and this book is from. Oh my God, this thing is so heavy.
You know what? I always, you're bringing back a lot of memories, Billy. I always
Right?
fantasize to be in that book. Like, at some point, you get a name for yourself. and you just-
1988. The 1988. So again, as you said, these books would come and they'd be in the. Look at me. I'm a villain in Batman. Look at me. I'm the joke. The Penguin.
It's like you got that Dutch camera angle going.
Oh,
I'm glad
too
you
much
worked
fun on
out
the professionals, huh? Matthew
can-
O'Brien. I'm trying to. Joe. I saw Eastman.
You know what's sad looking in that book, Billy, is seeing all these beautiful like advertising illustrations, black and white things, some color pieces, package design stuff, and now they just use Photoshop
Yeah.
and AI.
Yeah, I know.
Hey, Dan's in the back row. Oh, there you go.
No,
There
boom. But just
Perfect timing.
like, you know, for the dating game, probably for TV Guide, the all new dating game, or for the,
Yeah.
you know, the posters that were at the bus stations or something.
That could be a
Pop
box
Aaron.
design.
You know, yeah, a lot of airbrush stuff, a lot of lift off, you know, so a lot, you know, pen and ink. And then the people didn't pay as much money, so they're smaller in the back, you know.
It's before the era.
Hey, Billy, if we had more time, I'd ask you to look up a guy named Corey Wolf. Like,
I'll look for him while we're doing it. I'm sure I can find him in the table.
I used to work for that guy. Yeah, Wolf. He did a lot of movie poster. I mean, he did a lot of advertising, and he was like an airbrush Prismacolor guy. And I remember, like I would cut Frisket for him, down Frisket, things like that. Just working as an assistant. I didn't get paid anything, but I remember his house was like, it was just, the whole house was a studio. So he had one room where he had like costumes, you know, like these guys didn't have a lot of imagination, so they didn't make stuff up. So he had like all these costumes, and he would say like he would go to like local theater, you know, and he would purchase like costumes and stuff like that, and then he would just inventory that stuff. And then he had a photo studio where you'd go in and he'd take all his pictures, and then he had this big old kind of like upstairs room, kind of like this, where he just had a bunch of work tables, and you could cut Frisket. There was an airbrush area. There was all these like different little sections.
Well, was that in Piedmont, California?
It might have been.
Well, there's a Bruce Leslie Wolf. Look at this Custer illustration he did.
Let me see. I have to say this guy wasn't all that good.
Oh no, this guy is phenomenal.
Oh no, that's not his work. No way, no way. Yeah, this guy was more like commercial. That's awesome.
Well, this is just some of them that, you know. Like I said, dude, this book is so, and it's all representatives. That's how it's laid out. Oh my God, who's this? Glenn Look at this, Barbara. Glenn Harrington. Dude, look at this guy. So, like I said, with lift off and stuff, man. Look at that. I love that.
Oh man, that is so nice.
Those are beautiful. Is that watercolor?
It could be probably gouache.
I love that style.
But yeah, right? I mean, look at this.
If it was advertising, it was probably gouache or acrylics or a combination.
Yeah, I don't know if it's oil. Who's got time that, you know what I mean?
Right. They wouldn't do that stuff in oil. They don't have time for it to dry.
Douglas Smith, a lot of just what a time, right? Hildebrand? Wait a minute, I just saw Hildebrand. Hang on.
Oh my gosh, that guy's in the hot.
More Kunstler. Where's I know I just saw Hildebrand in one of these when I flipped through something. But you guys know more Kunstler's work, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
So he's in here. Oh, Tim Hildebrand. All right, let's find Tim. Hang on.
One of the brothers
Tim passed away, so Greg is still with us.
in the hospital right now.
It's just Tim Hildebrand, but it was both of them. It was the brothers Hildebrand. So look, they're already. Oh my God.
It was Greg and Tim.
Yep.
Yeah, Tim died years ago.
Yeah.
Okay, so Greg's in the hospital.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
So Tim might have been representing both of them, you know, instead of it being the brothers Hildebrand.
Wow, that's cool.
They put these books out for art directors, right? To kind of
every year they put it out.
like a catalog.
Yep.
Yeah.
Good stuff, man. Ugh.
Hey Dan, if you were on time, you would have known that because we covered it about 15 minutes ago. Just
Someone's
speaking
got to
of
work,
that,
man.
I see you.
I see you.
Hey, what round are we on right now?
it's your turn.
We're on
round
you.
one.
I'm gonna
We start on round one, Dan.
That's
We
great.
got
Would you guys get on the classic Professionals meander?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Long before we even started.
Yep. We spent a half hour talking about the Trump assassination attempt.
Oh shit.
Well, even before that, we were talking about STDs and using public restrooms.
Yeah, that's
God.
true.
Well,
Okay.
that was off
I
camera.
missed out.
Yeah.
That was
that was
awesome.
off
That's what I
camera.
thought you were making reference to. What do you got,
Oh.
Dan Frega?
So we're just showing one at a time. Is that the idea?
Yes.
Yeah, I
Okay.
think I don't think we're gonna really have time for a round two. Maybe we could do like
Okay,
a
then I'll show two. I'll show two. The one I wanted to show, I couldn't actually find my copy of it. It's in the storage bin in the driveway.
Billy, what are you doing?
I'm trying to make it some more interesting. I have to get some water. Trying to make it more interesting.
Am I boring, Billy?
Yeah,
What the
No,
fuck?
no. I'm trying instead of I'll just stop my camera. I gotta get some water.
Billy's in the big head.
Oh my goodness.
All right, Dan.
How about some little head, Billy?
Oh, I'll take a little head, right? Little head's better than no head, right, boys?
Oh my.
Oh, boy.
Okay, so I'm going to bring up two. One is from somebody I admire. His name is
Thanks,
Carl
buddy.
Kapinski.
Oh, never mind.
Hey, I do have my nice and tight. I do. And when Oodles of Doodles is you know, going to be up and out, I'm going to get that. Carl Kapinski. The guy is a madman. I learned about his work through Tim Jung-gi's stuff, and I would be showing some Jung-gi stuff too. But again, in let me find some good stuff. This guy, it's basically just doodles, and the really amazing thing about this guy, if you've ever watched him draw live, he draws with both hands at the same time.
Oh wow, one of those.
But doesn't mirror. It's not a like a butterfly where both sides are the same. He will be penciling one part and using his other hand to ink another part at the same time. So
What the hell?
How do you do
I know
that?
Carl Kapinski, that's his name. You guys find him on Instagram. He's there you go. He's the guy. Here's some of his superhero type stuff. But
yeah, I saw him in San Diego one year drawing, and he had books for sale and stuff. It was amazing.
I got a sketch.
Oh, nice.
Isn't that great?
Yeah.
Wow, that is awesome.
Yeah, the character, his characters are fucking amazing. Like I of course I like his designs. This is right up my alley.
Mm-hmm.
This is like something that I would come up with,
Right. Very Fraga-esque.
Yeah, but look at this, man. Just and then so this is my number one. He has a brother that's excellent too. I didn't know that.
He had a brother.
I did not know that. I'm gonna have to check him out. So here's the monster of great art books as far as my taste is concerned. Genga.
Oh.
The art of Otomo Katsuhiro. And it's big and it's full of this kind of stuff.
Holy
wait, that's not Akira guy, is it?
It is Akira guy.
That's what I thought. Okay.
Yeah, so it goes through his early work. You could see, and it's a pretty decent reproductions. Like the scans of the stuff are pretty spot on, and just to be able to see, like, this is pre Akira.
Oh yeah, I remember seeing that.
Yeah,
I didn't know that was pre Akira.
Oh shit. Yeah, and then this is also pre Akira. This is very, very looks like Nausicaa, right? Like what's his face?
Miyazaki.
Miyazaki. Yeah, and then a little bit of the Fireball stuff, and then when you start getting into Domu and Akira, that's where the shit just starts coming alive. This guy's no joke. Let me see if there's one of Domu screaming, and it's just a big giant face, and the rendering on it alone is crazy. Oh, again, another sort of thing that, like, I could see Jeff Darrow loving on this.
Mm-hmm.
Just whimsical stuff.
Yeah. Oh, here it is. Look at the rendering on this guy. That's not gray tones. Those are little lines.
Wow.
Crazy.
Right? This
is how big he drew that. That's crazy.
Probably pretty big. And then
that reminds me of the Brian Bowl and Sergeant Rock close up he did.
Yeah, just crazy line work.
So then we get into what everybody here knows him for is Akira stuff. But it's really fun to see this stuff bigger and cleaner. You can really
wow, I gotta get this book. Yeah, that's fantastic.
Yeah,
who holds that book?
Huh? It's
how old is it?
I think it's from let me look at the receipt. 2012. So it's 12 years
Oh,
old.
that's not that old.
Yeah.
That's cool.
That's amazing. Yeah, I love that guy's work. I loved I got all the black and white stuff, that's all, still written in Japanese.
Yeah.
And then I got the which is pretty amazing, the Marvel stuff where it was colorized. And for some reason, man, those early digital flat colors with the line work actually looked great. You just would think like putting a digital color over those lines would just destroy it, but it didn't. Was that Steve?
Well, it was the first of its type,
Yeah.
like Olaf was inventing as he went. But the thing about Steve, we hung out with him at Heroes, which was a real blast. Is he's really hardcore into color theory, like hardcore. He's not just, oh, I like making pretty pictures. He's like, oranges go with blues, and even though that's not what the scene in real life would be, it evokes a mood that he knows what he's doing, and he still sells his color guides too. All that stuff was still guided analog. He just did them with that Cod Barrett. Huh?
Where it was coded?
I don't think he coded them. No, I think that because that was the thing that we did even at Extreme was these guys would get in there with Prismacolors. They weren't using the Doc Martin dyes, and they were handed off to a color artist who would basically transpose it via their own creativity. They weren't dealing with numbers. They were,
they would reinterpret it. So these would be like full renderings, Graham. They'd be like pieces of artwork.
Oh yeah, if you follow Steve Olaf on any social media, you'll see he's got an art dealer, and there's still some of those guides for sale, and they are masterpieces. But
Joe Chiodo has color guides for sale. I saw them. They're not that expensive either.
He's another guy who's incredible.
Yeah, I always thought it was weird. Just to get on to like what Graham was saying, is that they didn't have like numbers to try to like cue those guys into it. Like remember at Extreme, Dan, they were basically reinterpreting the guides. Like they were looking at the guides and then they were coloring it digitally. Some of the guys were a lot better than others, but I was always amazed at like how well they could do it.
It's funny you say that because like I remember there were certain guys, I won't name names. I'll praise the guys that were amazing. Andre Kromoff, amazing.
Yes.
Don Skinner, amazing. Obviously Kiko, Jeff Foltner, but every now and then a guide would go to somebody and I knew it would come back. Like it's almost as if they saw more yellow in their world. It was like a yellow version of the guide. And like whenever I'm like, oh, is it going to, not that page, give them the sunset on the beach page.
They would color it in Photoshop based on the hand colored thing.
Yes,
why didn't they just scan the hand colored thing in and then I drop the color so that they
this was pretty primitive stuff. I don't know.
This was early. We're talking
color match stuff like in Photoshop.
I remember the big like, here's the word Art loves, the big hullabaloo. Was when Photoshop 3 came out. Photoshop 3 was the first to have history, like an actual more than one undo. And it had
it was the shit.
Yeah, no, and I knew a lot of colorists that even as Photoshop got into 9, 10, 11 CSs, they wouldn't give up their Photoshop 3 because it was like the one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, once you find that tool, you stay with it. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm going to share. We're going to get this party crazy. I'm going to share something, and this is a campaign. This is an art book that you guys can still back. You can own this thing. So I just got this video from Shanth and Jetty, and he put this bad boy together. So I'm going to share it.
Where'd it go, Shanth?
Wheels and other stuff too is a 60-page 9x12 hardbound that will be printed on thick glossy stock paper and is a compilation of artwork from award-winning artist Art T. Bear. This book is filled with images that come from Art's Marvel, DC, Image, and Comicsgate work. That includes convention doodles, commissions, creator-owned IPs, and pop culture subjects that Art has brought to life with his masterful draftsmanship. Art T-Bear's signature style is both lyrical and meticulously realized. The mastery of craft, seen in his work, owes itself to his 40 years in the comic industry, as well as through his own love of the art form itself. Fans of art prints have the opportunity to back one or both of the mini print tiers. Both are stunning collections of work that you can back individually or together as a bundle. Art T-Bear's oodles of doodles and other stuff too. Back it now on Indiegogo.
Yeah, baby.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Very
So where?
Good job, Sean.
What's that?
I said, good job, Sean.
Yep.
That was not Sean's voice. That was an AI voice.
Yeah.
Huh.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah, that
But
was
anyway,
John.
Arnold Schwarzenegger could have done that for you.
Yeah, could it
That's
say?
true.
Can AI say back it now?
Do it.
No.
You need the oodles of doodles.
well, we can still do that. There's plenty of time. So Oodles and Doodles and other stuff too. We're just starting week 3. We're at 10,841. We are so close to 11K, 72 backers, and 45 days left, you guys. So if you're a fan of art books, like all of us here are, this is a fantastic, gorgeous looking book. This is the second printing of this book. And so all the files are ready to go. I'm going to add some new pages to this. So it's going to be a different version. So the second printing will have a lot of new pages. And some of these pages here are the new pages. So we got pop culture references, like Captain Kirk and Gigantor. We got some CG stuff. We got Cyber Frog, Ethan Van Sciver's character. We have Mandy Summers, Gemshock, Del Keone's character. We got John Malin's Lilith from Graveyard Shift. Got some of my old Marvel 90s, early 90s stuff with Cable. Got some creator-owned IP cartoon shows that I designed and put together. There's, I think, 3 or 4 of those in the book. And then, of course, Billy Tucci's amazing character, She. Thank you, Billy, for letting me do this, to use this character. I do appreciate it. And so then we got a bunch of cool prints, you guys. So there's a bunch of print tiers. So we got Del Keone's Pit. We got some new stuff. So this is a new character for the next black and white story arc. So volume 3 is coming out in October, and that will be celebrating 30 years of black and white. And so I put out this commemorative print of the new big bad. So
Who colored that up, man? That looks great.
This is Brian. I can never say his last name, but he did volume 2. So he's really, really good. I can give you his name and contact.
He's amazing.
Yeah, he's absolutely fantastic.
I love that green against the warmer colors there.
Yeah. I have to say, like, this was my art direction, because he came. I always let them do their first draft, and then I'm like, okay, there was no focus to it. So then I just kind of knocked out all this green for the background so she would stand out. And so then, of course, this is his, based on that idea, this is his resolve, and it looks fantastic.
Yeah.
Incredible.
You guys, you said you were talking about the attempted assassination on former President Trump. And it made me think about the discussion that Billy and Andy and Ethan and Dennis and I are going to have in November, because I think that if there was a lone gunman, it would have been a failed attempt. Just like
I had mentioned that a little bit earlier on.
Did you?
Yeah, I said this.
Okay, because
maybe Lee Harvey Oswald wasn't the only shooter.
Oh.
What?
Hey, your show's falling apart there, Andy.
I know, damn it.
Yeah. Well, this show is falling apart too, because I'm showing off my art book. You guys are talking about assassins.
Well, your book is
looking at 2 assassins.
Hey, speaking of assassins, Art, you killed it.
No, you're killing it.
You're killing it.
Yeah. All right, you guys. It's all kinds of commissions. here. You can get head sketches on the flyleaf. These are the new designs for the characters that are going to be in volume 3. So if you want that, there's all kinds of cool stuff. If you click the link that's in the description, you can come by and you can read this fantastic quote by Kevin Nolan, a very, very generous artist, one of the good guys. And so just all kinds of cool stuff. So click that link, you guys. It's in the description. And back Oodles of Doodles and other stuff tonight. So thank you guys for listening.
Before midnight tonight.
Yeah, before midnight. All right. So I got a stack of books around me. I have the Barry Windsor Smith. I have a Twilight book. I have Frank Cho's, crowdfund. I got Humberto Ramos. I have Jeffrey Jones. But I think what I'm going to do, and I hope I'm saying his name right, Frezzito. Is that how you say it? Frezzato?
Yeah, I just found another one of his books myself.
Frezzato.
The more going back.
Let's see it.
This guy.
That's a good book, Art.
I'm gonna turn. There's so much inspiration in this book. His pencil drawings. Holy shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, they're sick.
Yeah.
This guy's burning. He's burning some pencil oil. Look at.
Isn't that book? I'm pretty sure I saw that in the Cuber School. That goes back to the early 90s, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Late 90s.
Oh, late. Okay, then I didn't. I probably saw it.
97, 98.
Ooh, look at those.
Heavy Metal was putting the series out, and I got such a deal on it. I bought the whole series in New York, and it's like Aaron was saying, like you had to carry all that stuff home, and figure out how to get it home. Just like there's some people that just make you angry because they make it look so freaking easy.
That's how I feel about Wanho.
Yeah.
Watch your language. This is a family show.
Okay, two hosts.
Yeah, imagine.
Nice.
He draws great characters, like cartoony type characters, and they're always on model, no matter what the stretch, what is it, squash and stretch that he uses, they're always in character.
What's the name of the actual graphic novel book that he put out though?
Oh my gosh, I have it. Hold on for a sec. I'll go check it out.
Because I'm pretty sure I've seen that too. I know I've seen that sketchbook. That's really, really familiar.
Yeah, it's
now that he's gone. Oh,
Heavy Metal I'm not gone. Heavy Metal put him out. What is it called? The Moon? Mazer? Yeah, Mazer 1. Yeah. So let me come back here.
Come back,
Mazer. Hey. Yeah, this is.
Hey, Aaron, was that a yawn when it's only almost 6 o'clock your time?
I'm like Trump, man. I'm going to fall asleep in the middle of my, convention.
Yeah,
that's Biden. Wait,
but here's what his actual like story.
Yeah.
Oh, that's nice.
That's the stuff I'm talking about.
Yeah.
So does he paint over the pencils? Like
it looks like it, doesn't it?
I wonder what his process is.
I think
he's not inking it.
Look at the.
It looks like pencils from my book, and
it's like gouache. Like, is it gouache over it?
Some of it seems like it's almost transparent, though.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Well, it could be gouache because you work transparent with it. And you get opaque with the highlights. Oh, boobies.
Oh, hey now.
Get struck.
Hey now.
All-star. Get your game on.
Look at that. Yeah, they look like there's pencils underneath. Because there's still like a sketchy quality to it. Look at that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I wonder if Rini was inspired by this artist because I kind of see some of this in her work.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe.
And the characters are always like they're like
a lot.
Your work, Graham. They're always consistent. Like I said, no matter what the squash and stretch techniques he's using, he must have worked in animation.
Keeps him on model.
Yeah, keep him on model. Yeah. It's he must be paying over this because you wouldn't be putting that kind of work into it.
Right.
Like
Maybe it's like really thin, transparent acrylics or something.
Could be. But even
I like that it isn't that it doesn't feel sharp. Everything feels soft.
Yeah.
I like his backgrounds, his tech and stuff. It's really nice.
Super cool.
Nice
Phenomenal.
design stuff. But
Yeah,
I love that organic type of tech.
Oh, look at this guy's face.
That's great.
That is
Yes.
great.
Shit, it's like looks like Aaron on a good day.
On a good day, exactly.
That looks like Happy Aaron.
That's going to be Aaron next Friday night after he has a few cervezas in him.
Hey.
Yeah.
Some tequila, man.
Well, no, that'd kill me, man. I might have a Corona, but
But hey,
Like a real beer.
Yeah.
God, that's nice.
mhm.
Yeah, nice stuff.
Very
just like-
alive, very much in its own world.
So
Yeah.
imaginative, man.
oh, look at this guy with the goatee.
It almost looks like Scott
Dude, that
Duncan.
looks like something you would do, Art. Seriously.
Yeah.
That's cool. Yeah.
But yeah, I love his work. This was very tough, trying to figure out like what to show. Like I said, I love Jeffrey Jones, but you know, I mean, we only have so much time to show all this stuff off. I also have like the Mobius stuff.
Hmm.
Oh,
Um, so you guys want to do like a quick like lightning kind of like around the horn real quick and show
just covers.
and just maybe talk a little bit about it.
Yeah, sure. All right. So the other books I had were Bernie Kriegstein's Master Race.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
You
just
guys, I bought that from you guys. Totally pushed
Just
me to buy that
freaking
thing.
great stuff. Morton Meskin's From Shadow to Light: The Life and Art of Morton Meskin.
That's a
Yeah.
great one.
Andy
That
got
is-
me to buy that book.
That's such a good one.
And then Treasures Retold: The Lost Art of Alex Toth.
I've got
Oh,
this.
that's a great one too.
It's a really good one.
I don't have that one. I gotta
Yeah.
get.
Yeah, check it out. It could be kind of expensive now, I think.
It might be.
I don't know. You have to look.
All of those Toth books are great, like the Genius animated, annotated, and isolated. Those
Yeah,
are
yeah. Good
wonderful
stuff.
books.
I think I have them. Oh, here somewhere.
Well, as I told you guys when we were backstage, is that I've got so much books and so many crowdfunded books that I've backed that are still stacked up that I haven't gotten to read yet. There's some books I've been looking for a year. And the first one I showed, this one, was one of them.
Yeah.
I found it today when I was looking
For
for
all these years, I finally found
Yeah, I
it.
finally found it. I've been looking for that book.
It's like the time machine. You found that book and you opened it up and it just disintegrated in your hand.
Yeah.
No.
No.
That's happened to some of my comic books. Andy, what do you got?
All right. So I was going to go through this one. This is a thick one though. But I'll show you some of the paintings in it that I really dig real quick.
I
So
like the
it's
cover.
It's this period of illustration for advertising I just love.
Mm-hmm.
I love this type of stuff.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I
That
just
was the
love that
best.
style of illustration.
Is that Peak?
No, this isn't. It's Gordon King, and then Eric Earnshaw. But there's black and white stuff in here. It's mostly full color, but it's all along this lines.
Beautiful
So-
acrylic paintings.
Love it. Love it.
Yeah, this stuff is just so nice. One more, then I'll get the other two real quick. So yeah, so stuff like that. But yeah, this thing is, I mean, look how thick that book is. It's huge. But they did one, I think, on the 50s as well. So, and then I was going to go with Big John Buscema, Comics and Drawings.
Oh yeah, that's a great book.
Yeah. IDW put this out a while back.
Wait, open that up, Andy. Let me see some of the stuff in there. I don't have that book.
This one?
You don't
Yeah.
have that book,
No.
Graham. I'm disappointed in you.
It's It's kind of like a gallery book. So it's comic.
Yeah.
This is the frontest pages
Yeah.
right there. But it has a lot of original. Oh, look at this. That's nice. Hold on. Gotta show that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But it's got a bunch of originals in here.
Hey Andy, he put out a sketchbook too. It's like comic book size, right? It's hardbound.
Yeah.
John Buscema one right there. The painted is comic size.
Yeah. Yep. I've got that too. Yeah, that was through Vanguard.
Yep.
What's that dude's name?
David Spurlock.
Yep.
Spurlock. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, that thing's cool too.
His early stuff.
Wow.
Westerns and stuff. Back when he was working for Dell.
Love JB.
And a bunch of originals, nice scans and stuff. So it was that. And then lastly, but definitely not least, another IDW. Pretty sure it was ID. Oh, no, wait. No, I don't think it was. But The Art of Joe.
Ooh. I don't have that either.
Oh, my
that hard.
Graham. Look how thick that is.
That is
Yes,
hard.
but you don't have the artist edition of Tor either, so
No, but I've got all the Tarzans.
I got the Tor Johnson artist edition, but that's a little.
I've got every Tarzan one though. So early stuff, of course, Golden Age stuff.
Do you guys like art books with a lot of text in it, or do you like more just like the big images?
I like information about the piece. I don't like,
Yeah.
like Barry Windsor's opus. I got bored reading it, but I mean, if you just
because
give
it's
some
so
information about
long-winded.
huh?
It's super long-winded.
Yeah.
there we go.
So
Look at that.
there you go.
All right, cool.
I'm with you on that one, Aaron. Like I tried to read it once, and I was like, "Oh wow, he's using 10 words where one would suffice."
Yep. And I was just like,
I don't have any of those opus books. Damn it!
I think when you have full pages, you can't really see it, but full pages of text and stuff, it's a little too much. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think for every
let the art talk for itself.
Yep.
yeah, exactly.
I like the format of the Modern Masters that Two Moros did,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
where they pick an artist. I like that because
It's an
has
interview though.
It's an interview, but it's also tells you about their span of their career, their influences. Then there's a portfolio at the end.
Also that cuts back and forth. So during the interview, there'll be some artwork and more interview and then artwork. So it's just not like a whole page of text. It usually cuts back and forth. Yeah, it's a good blend of the two. Those two Morrow books are great.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, I was so bummed when they stopped doing the Modern Masters books.
Yes.
Yeah.
I know.
You guys
Just before they got to me.
Yeah, Lopez.
Yep, they're like, Aaron, you're next. Oh, Aaron, bad news. We're not doing them anymore.
We're canceling the whole line.
We forgot your name, so we forgot the line.
Exactly.
All right, Aaron, what do you got for us?
Well, here we go. This is pretty rare. I don't know if you guys have ever seen this before, but this
No.
is
No.
yeah,
Oh,
look at it. Hardcover.
It's hardbound and everything.
Yeah.
Wait a second. Are you serious, Fraga? You don't have that?
I didn't even
Look
know
at that
it existed.
stuff in there, Graham. Look
Oh
at
my
that.
Oh, great
Beautiful.
Stop
stuff.
him right now.
Love it.
Wow. How would
Look,
I know
some
that?
color stuff in here?
That
Aaron,
guy's
this is
good.
ridiculous.
Hey, Aaron, who's this again?
Me.
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 750
That's literally what the title
signed
says,
and
me.
numbered, and they're sold out, so it's a collector's item. But seriously, folks, take a look at this sketchy past the art of Peter de Sèvres. I love his stuff.
Yeah.
He's great.
Yeah, he has TDS, but I still love his stuff.
What is
does he?
TDS? Oh, he does. He have TDS? I know what TDS is.
Yeah.
But
Good
when I
stuff.
was doing my Fantastical Creatures book 20 years ago or whenever it was, I was looking to him for inspiration because this guy knows how to exaggerate, you know what I mean, and really push the limits on, what an animal might look like instead of just drawing it exactly as it would be.
Right.
He gives it some character and some personality. And
It's cartooned a little bit. It looks kind of cartoony too.
Yeah, he did like tons of covers for the New Yorker magazine,
Mm-hmm.
and that's
He has sort of a Jack Davis palette with his paint. Too.
yeah. And he also did design work for robots, for Ice Age, several animated films.
That's
Wow,
great.
look at that frog character.
Oh, I love
I
it.
know. He just his
That's really
weirdo
cool.
stuff. But anyway, he's got a couple of books, and this is
Oh, what's that? Is that like a zombie?
kind of looks like a pirate zombie or something, maybe.
That's cool.
I don't know.
That's pretty cool.
Nice gesture.
He's like
Yeah.
playing the bongos. That's funny.
Yeah.
He's a super nice guy too. I've got an original from him.
Oh yeah. Where'd you meet him?
San Diego.
Oh.
A couple years in a row, he was at Stuart Ing's booth because he was promoting a book that Stuart, I think, published for him.
Wow.
And
It's
but
almost
those are the
what's
two
his name?
weasels from Ice Age. You know,
How old is he?
huh?
How old is he?
I don't know. He looks young, but he's probably close to. I would guess he's in his 50s now.
Oh, so he's okay. So younger than us.
Yeah, he looked. I may be wrong.
Hey,
he looks
speak for yourself.
younger than us. Oh, and this one real quick here.
What? I don't have that.
Oh yeah, Jack.
Wow,
Davis.
how thick is that thing? Holy!
That's a good
I've
size.
never seen that one.
I've
Yeah.
never seen that.
It's respectable.
Look at that. Jesus. Jack Davis was just.
Now that's not a reprint of a softcover Jack Davis book, is it? Because I have a softcover Jack Davis book.
Well, there's several. There's like all my best. What was it
Oh.
called? All my best stuff or something like that. And then more of my best stuff. Those are paperbacks. But
Okay.
this is like. I mean, this is great. It's like huge, and it's got all this.
Wow. The pencils
stuff in
and the colors.
I loved his watercolor stuff.
Yeah. So great.
Nixon up there with that shield, that 4 shield.
Wow.
His inking, like when I would look at his EC work, I didn't always love it, because it had that cartooniness to it. But his inking was amazing. I mean, nobody inked with such like variety of line weight.
Mm.
And putting it down so effortless.
There's one
That,
for Billy. There's one for Billy.
There it is.
Look at that.
Look at that. I love that shoe. I know it's something stupid, but just the rendering and the way he
Yeah.
drew the boot.
Yeah.
Very
So
Bill
much
Malden.
energy in his
Yes.
work, and he was so diverse. He could
Oh,
do humor.
shit,
he
I
could
remember
do
that.
horror.
Yeah.
Mad
He could do
Magazine #2 right there.
I'd love to see where he lived, what his studio looked like. Like, does anyone know where Jack Davis lived? Did he live
Yeah,
in
he lived on
Okay.
Sanibel
Georgia.
Island.
Oh, down in
Yeah, because
Florida?
he designed.
No, not Sanibel
Logo.
Island.
He was in Atlanta for years.
He's Georgia boy. He
Oh,
lived
Yeah,
in
he designed the logo for was it Georgia football?
Georgia
Yeah.
Tech
Georgia
or Georgia
Bulldog.
State.
Something like that. Yeah.
Yeah,
There's a couple more, and then I'll.
yeah.
Oh, look at that.
I met
color.
him in.
Did you really?
Yeah. What a sweetheart of a guy. He could.
And
have
if you
been
look, wait a minute, make me big just for one more second.
you are
Whisper in his
big.
ear.
What is he, a magician?
Over
Movies.
Our
over
job
this,
to make you
wait a minute,
big.
over this shoulder, you see that big Frazetta book back there in that
Yeah.
box?
Yeah, what is
And then
that?
back there, the history of EC Comics. Those
Yep.
are both
Yes.
passion books, and they're freaking this
They're
big, and
huge.
but they're great.
What's the Frazetta
Yeah.
title of it?
That's the last
Like
book
fantasy
I'm
art.
ever going to buy. I've got 36 of them, and I'm like, I don't need any more Frazetta books. But every time one comes out, I'm like,
What does that Frazetta one like spotlight? I'm trying to remember. I think
everything.
I've seen-
There's some
Okay.
mistakes in that
It's
book, though.
got everything in it. And it
It's
has
got-
actually has some pencil drawings and roughs that you haven't seen before, which shocked me because I was
But
like,
there are
I didn't think there was
mistakes in that
anything
book.
Like
that
what?
he'd done or hadn't seen.
Like crediting Frazetta when it's an Al Williamson drawing, like things like that.
Really?
Yeah, like
What?
and
What
not
are you
even
talking
Frazetta's
about?
inks. In the Taschen book, there's a couple of mistakes. I was actually talking to David Spurlock about this. That Taschen made a few errors in that book.
Hmm. So that the Williamson stuff that he inked for EC, they gave him full credit for instead of saying it was Williamson.
Oh, it wasn't even Frazetta's work. It was
Oh,
Williamson.
really?
Yes.
I can't believe I didn't notice that. I'll have to go back and
It was
burn it.
St. Simon's Island is where Jack Davis.
Oh,
There you go.
Who was the
Yeah, I got
who was the when you show the Peter to Steve stuff, it reminded me of an early cartoonist that did a lot of really fun animals like that. They inspired Disney, and I'm trying to remember the name of the artist.
Oh, Clay.
Yes,
Heinrich
Clay. Heinrich Clay. Thank you.
Yeah.
That's what.
Dude,
that
Aaron, you
reminded
did
me
your
of.
show about Heinrich Clay a few weeks ago, and I
Yeah.
was like, holy crap, I had 2 of his books, an orange one and a red one, that I bought when I was at the Kubrick School that I have no idea what happened to it.
Clay stuff is so cool.
It's really lively.
If you can't find those books, Andy, I probably have them here.
But it may take him a couple of years to find them.
It'll take you a while.
It's kind of like it's you go through your stuff and it's like it's fun, it's exhilarating, and then there's this reality that's like, I've been looking through my stuff for 3 hours. Like you just like you get like you start opening the books, and then before you know it, you're hours into it. That's the worst part of it, but it's all just a lot of fun. It's
It created our retirement libraries. When we sit in our big chairs with our smoking jacket and our cigar.
That's right.
And our reading table. Yeah.
with the books. Yeah. All right, Billy, what do you got?
Ron Coleman.
A bunch of things too, but I'll just keep it short. So
I don't believe you,
this
Billy.
is what the book says in here. It says the author is Keita Amemiya, and it's something I bought years ago with the Zeram, I guess artist that worked on Zeram. I don't know if it's the same artist, but it's a Japanese book. If you guys know the Zeram.
Oh yeah.
Oh, look at that.
Book stuff. There is such incredible stuff that there's the. Let me find some illustrations here. Just like fun, exciting. Just look at these.
Yeah, really good
But
stuff.
it gets
Is that not Nirasawa?
I don't know who it is.
Yeah, because
I
there
really
was a
don't.
guy that was doing some stuff for them named he had Nero Works, but it was Nirasawa, and it had that vibe.
It's got a Band-Aid thing. Like just these paints and the inks. These are character designs, character illustrations.
Oh man, those are nice.
Aren't they nice? I mean, look, it's even got like a dolly type feel to it.
That's cool.
The way his brush
This
work.
stuff just pisses me off. Whenever I do design stuff, it just sucks. And then I see stuff like this and I go, why couldn't I think of something like that?
I know. Seriously, I'm the same way, man.
The best way is to go look at crustaceans.
Walter Simonson told me one time, he said, if you want to do a spaceship, just take like an appliance from your kitchen and turn it upside down.
Look at this stuff. Like you said, we've been really hitting a lot of great design work, and it's just, and this book's old. This is a long time ago. And again, I don't even remember where I got it. Kuna Kanichia.
I know the book you're talking. I know the book
in New York City. I probably got it there. Look at the proper way a T-Rex stands, unlike Aaron's.
Hey,
I'm kidding. It's a little joke.
How would anybody know, really?
It's a joke.
From the bones.
Greg.
Now, how can he walk through the ocean with those stumpy little legs?
He's strong, dude. Those are fucking massive quads.
True. So he's doggy paddling the whole time.
Look at this.
Hate Godzilla.
Yeah,
that's cool.
That's it.
Wait a second, Aaron.
Wait a second. You just said not believable, but King Kong is?
Wait a second. He said I hate Godzilla?
Yeah, I said it.
Yeah. Are you sitting down, Dan?
Yeah.
Because he also said he doesn't like Abbott and Costello Meet Frankenstein.
I know that.
Or Star Trek.
But I do like pickled Brussels sprouts.
That's it.
Hey, that's really cool.
Christmas is coming again, buddy.
Gorgeous storyboards, gorgeous paintings. And then a book that I loved as a kid. And I think I took it out of my local library in junior high and never brought it back. I still don't have a library card.
Hey, Billy, I did that with a certain book I have on my shelf too.
Yeah, so I'm not proud of it.
No.
But, it's
all of my magic books are from.
And I still have. Look at this. This is.
Whoa!
What is that?
Those are
You're
the
in-
notes from the other students.
It's a library, public library.
Give me back my book.
You.
Look at the back. Look what I did. I crossed out the name.
No one will ever know.
It is my local library. It's a big ass Disney.
Disney.
Oh.
Is that
Oh,
Illusion of
Disney.
Life?
Astonishing how storyboards work. Look at me
What's
reading
that?
it. Look at me reading in the
what's the
bathroom.
What's the
title of the
title?
book?
What's the
Is it-
actual title?
Is it The Illusion of Life?
You better be quiet and watch yourself. But I'll show you
There
what.
it is.
Yes, The Illusion of Life.
Yeah.
Yes.
See,
Yeah, I've
Billy,
got that
we
book.
actually bought our copies.
I know I
Yeah.
stole it. But look what I got here. So I have reference for myself. This is what
Hey,
I
Billy, you stole a very expensive book. I mean, if you're going to go to
Yeah.
jail, you
I
stole
was-
a worthy book. Yeah.
Hey, I have a
I had to
PDF
be
of it
in
if you need it.
third- I had to be in 7th grade or something. But here, look. So I have reference for things. So why am I not big? Why am I not big out of fucking everybody? Look at my thievery. Like, I'm proud of my thievery. So look, but here's look all the pages
elephants,
like
page
puppies.
360.
Look, yeah, elephants. Look, tigers, big kittens. All
Alligator.
things that I would romance, OB,
Oh, I gotta see if that's the one I had.
butterfly,
Butterfly.
dancing. So I would
Donkey
use
shows.
dancing. Dancing
What
is
kind of book
page-
is that? Is
Dancing
that
is on
the
page-
Mexican version?
No. I'll go. Let's go to dancing. Dancing is on page.
I like that Billy didn't have Post-its. He couldn't mark the pages. He actually has his own index.
Yeah, Billy.
exactly.
It's Billy Dewey Decimal System.
Yeah, right. But it's wonderful. I mean, but all the little hints, you guys have this. Oh,
yeah.
I just
I actually don't have that one. I've got Disney Treasury of Animation. It's more horizontal. It's not square.
I
like
got that one too, and
You need
I paid
Illusion of
for it
Life,
as well.
dude. Isn't that Frank and Ollie authored that?
Yep.
Yes.
And that's what it was. But the Burbank and I read this entire book. I can't tell you. Look at these pages.
You read the
Oh.
entire book and didn't return it. We
Didn't
know,
return
Billy.
it.
We get it.
Oh, see, I was going to say he didn't retain anything.
No, I think
Oh.
I probably didn't. I got to be honest with you. I probably didn't want to steal it. In all honesty, but I had it out for so long. I probably owed like $30 on it.
Does
I'm
your
like,
mother
Billy's
know
like,
you-
well, it's overdue now. Screw it.
Does your mother know you did this?
no, of course not. Bill Teitla, she probably wouldn't have
Oh,
cared.
yeah.
She's Sicilian, but the
Oh yeah.
Baldy.
the Night on Bald Mountain.
Mm-hmm. Supposedly based on Bela Lugosi's face.
Is it?
Oh
That's
yeah,
the
I did hear
story.
That's
the story.
And then in the top corner, you have like little cartoons. There's a little Mickey Mouse there, and it's just
It
yeah.
animates. Yeah.
just something I loved as a kid. Now I'm destroying it as I just ripped the. It's like
Yeah.
hanging off this.
That's
You
karma,
really-
baby. That's what you get.
Yep.
Yeah.
Romance.
My
Three.
version right here. This was given to me by Tim Townsend. So thank you, Tim Townsend. This was an
Thank you,
expensive
Tim
book.
Townsend.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, look. So I did romance. So I'm like, what is romance in I was a mere lark when I took this, but
Yeah.
Mirror.
look. Oh, that's by Ollie Johnson. Look, from the Rescuers.
Little
What
cuddling,
is-
huh?
And you guys are art guys and Disney guys, right?
Yes.
What's the first Disney sequel?
Rescuers 2.
Rescuers. maybe?
Rescuers Down Under.
Down
Yep.
under. Yeah.
All right.
Alright,
So
I'm gonna
who
take
else is stolen a book from a library? Really?
Never.
You
Grandma's
have
half
it?
raising his
There
hand.
goes my next show idea. I was going to say,
Never.
let's show the books we've stolen from our library.
Never.
Well, Leg Kick,
Well, I knew
thank
you
you
would.
for the $2 super chat. I do appreciate that. Just saying hi, guys.
Yeah.
$2 just to say hi. I like that. All right. Well, Dan, you're up, man.
Yeah, my copy of this is, like I said, it's in the driveway, but here's a little 2-minute flip through of the art of Todd McFarlane. The Devil is in the Details.
Oh,
I've got that book.
Yeah.
That's a good book.
It is a good book.
Oh,
So this
Parka.
guy-
I love Parka.
This guy does a little flip through, so you could see, Todd's learning process, the early stuff. It's in a linear order.
Go to this dude's website he has so many good books that he does
Does
this
he
for.
do
They're like,
tons of flip throughs?
oh yeah, tons of Parka
Dude, he'll
blogs,
make me,
and he also
spend money.
does reviews on like traditional tools, and then
Really?
digital tools as well.
Well, I'm gonna have to follow him then.
Search
yeah.
Parka blogs.
That's all McFarlane's art.
Yeah, this is all. It takes you through his entire career. This is where I discovered Todd in the Hulk days.
Mm-hmm.
So
was there some submissions, letters, envelopes, or something?
Oh yeah.
Earlier in the book. That's awesome.
Yeah, he shows you all of his sketches. I mean, this is a pretty comprehensive Art of Todd McFarlane book. If you're a Todd fan, this is the book for you.
Yeah, it's a good book.
Yeah, pretty solid. Pretty solid.
Love comics history books.
So do I. Yeah,
I remember that Conan cover that Scott Williams inked over him, and I was like, "Wow, how did Scott figure out these lines?"
For real,
so manic, man.
For real. But he's got some Spawn. Then he goes into the Haunt. One of the things I think though is I think Todd's work benefits flat color over the highly digital stuff, kind of like what you were saying earlier, Art, like how sometimes digital overpowers things.
Yeah.
There was a thing that he had done in here, and I was like, man, that looks great. And then I saw it in color. I was like, wow, that would not have moved me in color.
Hey, is that really cool gorilla in there that he designed?
With Sigor?
The purple one?
The purple one.
No.
That's great. That's a great bait. Great bait for him.
That's what he stole from Dan, bros. Come
Hey,
on.
Black Flag is actually in this book, though. There's a section. Yeah, there's a section on people that Todd inked, and Black Flag, he inked the cover of the first issue. So it's in the Art of Todd.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, sweet. Yeah.
So there you
Keep
go.
it away from Billy. He'll steal it.
Yeah.
Five
I
finger
lie and steal. I told you, because I'm a Sicilian.
And you're Irish. And Scottish.
A little bit of Irish. Oh,
I love that book.
That's a great
dude.
book.
You got a slipcase one?
What?
Yeah, it's signed by Phil Collins, the director,
what?
the producer, all that stuff.
Holy
Are you
smokes,
kidding me? Really?
See, I have that copy, not the slip.
Yeah, I don't have a slipcase.
I got the happy birthday from my wife, so I still have the card in it. And
that's such a good book, Art.
Dude,
do you have the Hercules one?
I have all of the Disney stuff. Yeah,
I got the Hunchback of Notre Dame one is really good too.
So here's Phil Collins' signature.
Where's
some artwork? I'm looking for some of the pencil stuff, like the big pencil stuff. Oh, there's some cool stuff like fold outs.
Now, isn't this where Wan Ho came from? He worked on this book. I mean, worked on Tarzan. He did.
I don't know, but you can see some of the style. I always thought that Wan Ho looked like a Disney guy.
Yeah, he is a Disney guy. When the whole fight inside of the tree, when he's fighting that leopard thing. All of that animation is Wan Ho on the leopard.
I never saw this movie.
Yeah.
I hated that movie.
I'm looking for some of the.
Absolutely hated it.
Oh, Graham, why are you talking like Aaron?
Because I'm a big Burroughs fan, and I read the Tarzan books.
Oh,
and,
right.
This was just a sanitized whitewashed
You're right.
version.
I understand. I just thought it
kids.
was.
Of course, it was.
I thought it was a feat of technological awesomeness.
Yeah, and I didn't like. I liked all these kind of designs and everything, but I hated the design of Tarzan.
Yeah.
That hurts. I love that design.
His pointy nose, his pointy chin, his dreadlocks. Hated it.
Did you like the remember the old rotoscope Tarzan cartoon from the 70s?
Oh, look at that.
Filmation ones? Yeah.
Yeah.
Those are just
Wow,
gorgeous.
that's gorgeous.
Yeah, that's
lush.
gorgeous.
I mean, it's no
very
Boderic
white.
Tarzan.
Oh, there we go.
But
Yeah, it's no Bo Derek Tarzan. That's
No.
true.
Well, that's next
Yeah, that
level.
leopard down there. Does it say Wanho's name?
You know, I'll have to go through it, but I'm pretty sure if he did the work, he's
did.
in here.
He did.
Yeah,
Oh,
he's in
look,
here.
Rosie O'Donnell.
And I know they got a picture of Rosie O'Donnell, just ruined the book.
Look at these little kid drawings. I think this is Andre Deja.
Oh yeah, Andre's the shit.
He's the shit. Yeah, so I got that. I got the Art of Lion King. So you guys can tell I'm just a big like art book fan. I wanted to show my buddy Humberto's stuff real quick. He puts these out almost yearly. And there's one thing like you usually don't see like Humberto's like, you know, more
Yeah.
like drawing style.
I've never seen him do stuff like that. That's beautiful.
Oh, really? There's some cool
Yeah.
stuff here. There's like,
Oh, that's
yeah.
cool.
Hmm.
Hey,
like-
Art, did you ever ink him?
Like anime.
no, I never did. It's weird like how the industry works sometimes. You're really close to somebody for a while, like for a couple of years, and then you kind of like just fall out of
Drift
grade.
apart. Yeah.
And so
That's
for
creepy.
a couple of years, Humberto, like even all like Oodles of Doodles, the printer and stuff, I got all that stuff from Humberto. So he hooked me up with that. There's a Frankenstein looking.
Oh, that's cool.
That's strange with a mustache.
Yeah.
Is that Frankenstein or Poe? I guess he's got
like stitches on his head.
Yeah, he does.
It's Burt Reynolds before he puts on his Burt Reynolds costume.
Oh, his wig.
But yeah, I mean, it's really cool stuff. There's the Greg Capullo book. I'll just find a cool image real quick.
Greg did a book too.
No, I didn't know there was a cool
Looks
little book.
like-
Damn.
That's what, early 2000s?
Yeah. Yeah, it's early 2000s. But there's some. These are all like his digital renderings.
Ah.
I liked the book, but I was expecting more from it.
Interesting.
Yeah, and so then where is it? I think that was it. Oh, I got this was a little less impressive. This is David
Finch.
Like he's worked out some of his painting stuff, but it was a little muddy.
He's a lot better now. That's from
early
2009.
Yeah, like the ink renderer stuff is still gorgeous, but like some of the more painted stuff was a little muddy. But I like how big. Yeah, I like how big the images are. They're really
that Falcon.
Yeah, it's just beautiful stuff. And yeah, so like I said, man, I'm just a big fan. I'm glad we could do this show off some of these great talent that has been working in and or around the comics industry, and show some stuff off. I could get a little promotion for Oodles and Doodles and other stuff too. So you guys, the link is in the description. So go back that. And we'll do a round robin real quick. We each have like books in demand. And I think Graham's got 2 days left or 1 day left on your campaign.
Joe Frankenstein closes tomorrow.
Whoa.
Okay, tomorrow.
Yeah. So after the landing party, I'm gonna do a closeout show,
Awesome.
and that will be it. So, guys, if you haven't checked out Joe Frankenstein 3, check it out. If you haven't gotten 1 or 2, that's okay, because you can get all 3 together as a package in the campaign. So
Beautiful.
check it out and join us tomorrow night.
Yeah, the book looks great. I like the new artists that you got in there. It must have been hard to kind of give up some of the drawing duties, but you got a good guy to pinch hit for you. So
Absolutely, Anthony's really talented. He's gonna be going places. You're gonna see a lot more of him, I think.
Why is he going to gain some weight? Sorry.
Heyo.
Heyo.
Forge Wrath the Awakening, of course, in demand. $49,003. So look at that. Creeping up to the $50,000 stretch goal, the Vordoom playable character card. And everybody will get that when they back it. New Adriana t-shirt, bunch of different covers. Kordrath is back with Adriana as they fight to save the Shattered Reach from the evils of Vordoom, the Undying, the big 12-foot bad of the book. So go check it out, guys. We've got the new role-playing game module that Dennis actually was working on all day today. And I love it. Homage cover there from Conan #2. Bud Root cover, of course. Adriana lines up nicely with his Lilith cover. And we're doing a black and white version of the book this time where all the scans are tightened up, nice high contrast. How I send them to the colorist, graphic novel size, has all the lettering so you can read it. And a perfect add-on to that would be there's the first stretch goal, would be the Kordrath, the Awakening, the layouts. I'm scanning all my pencils in before I go to inks so you can see a little before and after. So go check that out if you will. And then, of course, for Christmas in July, little side project Dennis and I put together, Kordrath, A Christmas Miracle, the children's book. This will be shipping in November, so everybody will get it in time for Christmas. Perfect for the little ones, learning how to read. And, of course, we are doing, look at that family reading together. Family that reads together stays together. It's wholesome. But for the adults, we do have the adult version on the left. Blow that up a little bit real quick. On the left, you see the kid version. Oh, have some Christmas cookies, Mr. Bear. I must go on my jolly way. On the right, eat my knife, you son of a bitch. That was the adult version.
Oh, I thought he was just like, you look hungrier. Would you like a knuckle sandwich? I thought he was punching right through his face.
That's that knife coming up. He did stab him in the eye with a Christmas cookie. So, yeah, and then you can hand that one down once your kid grows up. See?
Mm-hmm.
Get more than one use out of it. So go check that out, too. There's going to be an activity book.
Don't mix them up. Don't mix them up, you guys. Yeah.
No. Mature version, nice and big on the cover. No way you're going to mix it up. So yeah, so go check that out. And thank you guys very, very much.
Hey, you guys, all of our campaigns, the links are in the description. So both of Andy's and Graham's and everybody else. So if you don't click on them, we got Passmaster. He's put stuff up, so you can click on
Passmaster's the man.
Yeah, so we can click on those in the meantime. All right, Aaron Lepresti, what do you got, Mr. Kit Carter?
Kit Carter, Planet Doom. I was going to close this out before San Diego, but no, I'm not. It's going to be after San Diego because I just don't have time to do it. So you can still get in on the action, but not for much longer. You got the hardcover, you got the soft cover, you got some interior pages in the book. That's always helpful when you open a book and there's actually story pages in there. There's the back cover. There's a little bit of art gallery that only appears in the hardcover. The Kit Carter sketchbook is at the printers. Should have it back right after San Diego. The poster, I'm getting a hard copy proof of this tomorrow. I can't wait. So that's it.
I'm getting a hard something too.
That's cool.
Oh, hey now. Shot glasses. Look at this. You get all these David Williams trading cards come with just stretch goals. You can get Garbage Man, Power Cube trade paperbacks. You can get Wraith of God #1, second printing. You can get the Wraith of God 2. The first printing of all 4 covers are still available. Lots of good stuff. Everything is at the printers right now except the actual book. But I'm hoping to get the rest of the colors in this week and get them to the letter and just have this thing ready to go. So it won't be long now, but there is still time to back. So, if you haven't yet, please consider doing so. Thank you very much, Art.
Hey, congratulations, man. The book looks great.
Thank you.
Yeah, I can't wait to see it all printed up. All right, Mr. Tooch.
All right, well, believe it or not, we had a closeout stream last Wednesday or Thursday, I think last Thursday, for the She 30th Anniversary Original Art Edition. and we closed it. Debbie closed it, and
It's still up though.
it's still up.
What?
I shared my screen. I talked to her today. I'm like, I checked it. It's still. If you want to share my screen, so thank you guys. You know, it's. I don't know how much time we have left on it. I know we closed it. Debbie said she closed it. And we figured it would have closed Friday morning sometime, but it's been up all weekend. Maybe they forgot about us, but oh well.
Yeah.
And you know, so if you guys haven't gotten it, got a lot of great stuff with this book. Lot of cool stuff. We got a 30th anniversary closing bundle from last Wednesday. All the books are in. Just about everything else is in. We're waiting on I don't know, something. What are the perks we're waiting on? But I'm doing my sketch covers now, my commissions. I think, again, speaking of art books, you have it's basically showing She, the Way of the Warrior. It's a 112-page oversized hardcover. You have the original, completely remastered first book, and then you have all these pages, which has the original inks and then the original colors, sans, word balloons. So if you see how that stuff is, and thank you guys for supporting us. Got our apparel in. I'm gonna be wearing this at San Diego. I think I'm gonna wear some cheese stuff in San Diego. But thank you guys. And then Thursday night at 7 p.m., I am going to be announcing my San Diego Comic-Con exclusives. We have a couple of cool things. Did a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles cover for IDW. That's debuting there. And then I have a couple of She books. Our 30th anniversary. Is it done yet? Debbie didn't pick it up. The She, Way of the Warrior 30th anniversary San Diego Comic-Con book, which is a completely remastered book. And then San Diego Celebration, which is a
Friday night. Oh,
that is going to be Friday night. Yes. Thank you. Thank you. But
everybody's invited.
Live on the Pop XP. I'll send you guys all the link. I'd love for you guys to join me to hawk your own wares. I'll be going for about 2 hours. It'd be good to see, you know.
Did you say we can come on and go hot tour?
I know. Is that
what
he said?
Yeah, man. Hot tour. Yeah, let's have a good time. So, and that's that. And working on a bunch of cool stuff. And just glad to be here, man.
It's beautiful.
It is, isn't it? 'Tis beautiful.
So Dan,
three things. First off, obviously the late book du jour, Black Flag. We're working on it. We're healthy. We're working again. Going to show you some new pages in the update coming up.
Nice.
You could see how things are coming along. Second thing, tomorrow, I don't know in the poll who won or what won, but I'm going to make an appearance on the Graybeards.
80s action heroes.
Okay.
Oh, I might have to watch.
What time?
I know who Dan's going to draw.
Who am I going to draw?
It's just which Schwarzenegger movies he going to choose. That's the question.
Right. That's what I meant.
I'm a Stallone fan, but that doesn't mean
Tango and Cash.
God bless whoever sneezed.
Thank you.
80s action hero can be anything.
That's true.
You know,
Snake Plissken.
Oh, I'm thinking Snake. I'm thinking Snake myself.
You know, I was like, I was
could
thinking
be Wrath
about
of Khan Kirk.
Oh,
yeah. What if it was just a foot stepping on some glass, and it's Bruce Willis from Die Hard? You know what I'm saying? Just a foot stepping on glass.
Yeah.
I don't want to cheap out like that.
Or you draw him in the air duct. That's
right.
really easy.
Yeah, it's just a head.
Some lines in there.
No, I think I know. Yeah, Apex says he's gained 5 white hairs waiting for a pineapple perception. Yeah, buddy, I feel you.
Well, to speed up the process, he's actually going to ship it in black and white. No, sorry.
Oh my God, that is not true.
Oh shit!
Ouch.
Sorry.
Wow.
I think Jimmy's in the chat too. So
Why is that for real? Is that something that happened?
Jimmy's like,
why
my back hurt all of a sudden?
No, it's just a little joke. We can't have fun with each other.
Okay, I didn't know. And then lastly, just I guess I'm hosting next week, right? Like Billy and I traded up.
Yeah, that's
I don't
okay.
know. I'm
dude, I won't be here.
Yeah, we won't be if you just want to do a chill stream and then we just pick up.
I'll be in San Diego.
So like the 4 cool guys while you guys are away.
Yeah, kind of.
Okay. All right.
Let's go fishing.
Yeah, that'd be crazy, man.
Let's all go fishing.
My dad has a 7-acre pond, so
I was just, I wonder if there's like an online fishing game we can just share between us, and you know,
we all get our cameras out. We set them up on a
But there's
rock,
just gonna be
whatever lake
4 of
we're at,
us.
and we all fishing.
4 of us.
Start talking. All of a sudden, you get a snag.
Yeah, see who gets it first.
I'm gonna be
Yeah,
out there
yeah.
with the gun, just shooting into the water.
Yeah, or just
We'll
use
stick
some
dynamite
dynamite.
with the M80 in the water.
Oh my
Yeah,
God.
just blow them up. Yeah. Oh, okay, you guys. This is my new campaign, Oodles and Doodles, and other stuff too. It is a lavish hardbound art book showcasing the various creative sides of me. So this is what the cover looks like. This is a second thing. We completely sold out of the first. If you a Google search on eBay, these books are going for like 110. I think they start at about 65, but they can go up to 110. Depends on if there's a sketch in it or not. So you guys wanted me to bring it back, so that's what I'm doing. So it is a 9x12 glossy stock book, and we got my Marvel stuff, my DC stuff, CG stuff, doodle, convention drawings, create your own stuff, all kinds of cool things here. So we're starting our 3rd week. I want to thank everybody for supporting this, backing it, getting in early for those early bird specials. You guys are going to get some extras for that. I think it's the pit print you're going to get absolutely free. And these are some of the new pages here, you guys. So click the link, come by, check it out. There's a lot of fun stuff. There's a lot of cool tiers that you can back. And once again, you guys, thanks. We're going really strong. And
There goes Art's internet again.
And there you go. Good night, everybody.
Almost got him through the show.
Almost made it.
So close.
Damn it.
Oh, there he is. He's back.
Oh, you're back. Okay.
Oh, nice frozen.
Almost made the show, Art.
yeah, well, I just wanted to, again, if I cut out, thanks to everybody that has supported Oodles. I do appreciate it. And if you haven't backed, what are you waiting for? Get in there and back tonight. Next week, we're probably going to do just a hangout because we're going to have 2 major players. Billy and Aaron are going to be at the San Diego Comic-Con dealing with the crowds and the mayhem. And we'll probably be setting up. Yeah, we'll probably do some kind of hangout or something like that. So thanks to everybody for hanging. Thanks for the super chats. And thanks to all my co-hosts, all the bros. Look forward to this every week. You guys are the best. So take care, and we'll see you next week.
Great show.
Bye-bye, everybody.